Good morning. Welcome in. This update presented by Cal Coast Credit Union. Starting off in the NBA, Clippers took a loss last night to the Pelicans, 117-106. Celtics continue to dominate at home. They beat the Hawks 125-117. Trade deadline in the NBA is today at 1 o'clock. Over in the NFL, Super Bowl 58 coming up on Sunday between the Chiefs and the Niners. The betting line has stayed consistent with the 49ers favored by 2 points. The underdog Chiefs currently responsible for around 72% of public money being bet. The United States predicted to bet more than $23 billion on the game. In college hoops, Aztecs heading to Nevada today for their game against the Wolfpack coming up tomorrow night at the Lawler Center. San Diego State now in the top 25 of the AP poll, coaches poll, as well as KenPom and Net. Get a 4.78% APR auto loan at Cal Coast Credit Union with their Cal Coast car buying service discount. Details at calcoastcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA. Restrictions do apply.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro in Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
Fletch, happy Thursday to those who celebrate. We are busy beavers all of a sudden. We have a very big show coming up tomorrow. For everybody who's reached out to us, excited to join us between 7 and 9 a.m. And honestly, it's going to go on for a lot longer after that at K&B Bistro tomorrow morning. We are thrilled. It's the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch big game tailgate party. It is the first remote event we're doing as a show. It is going to be a party. We have a lot of people from this building heading out there. In fact, I'm pretty sure an impromptu sales meeting is going to occur at some point.
Okay, so every single Friday there is a sales meeting that happens right around 9 o'clock, I guess, here in the building. We don't know it because we're here on a Bar Cart Friday, but they decided we should probably just have that sales meeting at K&B Bistro, which is a good call.
So at very least, there's going to be like 35 to 50 salespeople just getting all poured up and ready to rock for their Friday over at K&B Bistro.
You guys talked to a couple of them yesterday, and they said, I'm going to Uber.
Yeah, they did say that. I also had a couple come up to me going, hey, this is a really big deal, so don't screw it up.
Yeah. Well, our plan is to just do what we do,
right?
And then they can worry about doing what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the funny thing. There's no screwing it up. The show, the show is the show.
That's right.
The show is pretty much the show. All we do is what we do every day. So, yeah, check it out. If you want to win a 65-inch television screen, if you want to win a 4-pack to go paintballing at Velocity, if you want to win a foursome of golf to Cottonwood Golf Club, if you want to win a 2-night stay to the Seabird Hotel Resort up in Oceanside, if you want to win a 4-pack of SeaWorld tickets, if you want to win a pair of Luke Bryan tickets, if you...
This doesn't seem possible.
It's all happening tomorrow at K&B Bistro, north on College Avenue, right off the 8 freeway. Tony Conja's Keg and Bottle. It's inside of one of those locations. It's right next to Windmill Farm Supermarket over there. So Del Cerro's the neighborhood. K&B Bistro's the place. The big game tailgate party's happening, and we want you to be a part of it. We want you to win some of these great prizes because we spent a lot of time putting them all together for you.
Right. Viper sunglasses.
Boom.
Wow. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Which, have you decided what color you like best, Fletch?
I'm going with the pink ones.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
it fits my feng shui.
My question for you is, you do realize those are for one of our listeners to win?
Wait.
Yeah. Like
what?
At some point, you're going to have to take them off and hand them to somebody or have them at the front desk for them to pick up. We'll talk about it some other time.
Listen, Buck Norris is ready to go. He's looking sharp. He's got his douchers on. He's going to be filled with goodies, which have been provided here by program director, producer Mary Ayala.
Yeah. We're gonna have some Hostess snacks for people to pull out of Buck Norris's bowl.
Just seems right.
Yeah. Look, there's gonna be a lot of surprises too. Oh, and speaking of surprises, we had a nice surprise visit from Sombrero's Mexican Food yesterday. little catered taco pack for your tailgate. If you're interested in just having somebody else do all the work for you, Sombreros Mexican Food makes it easy. We gave away a $50 gift card yesterday. Sean won that. Sombreros is catering with breakfast burritos at K&B Bistro tomorrow morning. So yeah, at very least you show up, you won't leave empty-handed. There's a lot of great prizes to win, but at very least you walk away with a breakfast burrito, which is
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yep. And some big happenings over the weekend.
Yeah. So Super Bowl 58 kicks off in hours. We're at Thursday here. So we are within striking distance of Super Bowl 58. So it is probably within the time frame allotted to actually talk about the game. I don't know how far down that rabbit hole we want to go today. We probably will get in there a little bit, but it's a long road until actual kickoff. So I think we'll do something a little unique, a little different. We'll do something that only this show would think to do. Right. We're going to play a little free word association.
Okay.
And I've compiled a list. Now, it's all Super Bowl 58 related-ish. You dig. But I'm gonna say a word, and I'm gonna go back and forth because if he answers, then you'll have time to think about it. It's got to be knee-jerk reactions. But I have a list of words that I want to hear the first thing that pops in your head when I say the word. Okay.
Being a 37-year-old white man, you dig feels like lap worthy to me, but I'll let it slide.
Whoa!
Wait, what? You dig?
You've never used that term ever?
Dig.
You dig?
So
I've been saying that my whole life.
I came into the parking lot this morning with Fergie Ferg playing very loud.
Yeah, he did. I
I
can confirm
hope
that.
you know.
It wasn't that one. That was last week, though. This one
This
was.
has nothing to do with you.
Don't start. I'm gonna get into it. Gina, the Latina.
Fergalicious, Fergalicious, expeditious, doing things a loco.
She's got some bangers.
Yo,
The-
dude, yeah,
the one I was listening to this morning was La 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 Love. That one.
Okay.
So it's very loud. Gina, the Latina from Channel 933, Frankie and Gina, gets out of her car and she's like, we listen to very different things in the morning. And I was like, I was listening to Fergie. She's like,
I was listening to Metallica.
Yeah. She was listening to meditative music. I know. I was like, one, your car sucks. Two, it's almost the same.
Yeah, it's very
Meditative.
similar. Yeah.
And then I used the word crunk, and she's like, no one says that anymore.
You said crunk. You said Ferg. How did you use it? Use it in a sentence real quick.
Well, I said it exactly like this. Like, it's going down in my car, Gina. I'm getting crunk. I want to make bank, bro. And she said, what? And I
Then
said,
he finished that off with a "ya dig."
crunk. And she said, no one says crunk.
You know what Fletch says sometimes, but he says it not ironically. He actually says it. He goes, dude, that's dank.
Yeah, he does.
He does
say that.
He does say that. It's never to be funny. He was like, you know what? Those pit vipers, those are dank.
It's affirmative. He does say that. Why, there's no way that word is actually in your repertoire.
Absolutely, it is.
Every time he says it, I'm like, yeah, it is dank, bro.
And you know what? At my age, it's appropriate.
Oh, sure. Yeah, a lot of 27-year-old professionals are walking through the office going, hey, bros, you know, this breakfast burrito is bomb, and these Pit Viper sunglasses dank as hell. Anyways, go Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Got to run and do this quick television interview.
Sorry I brought it up.
I want to make bank, bro.
That too.
All right. First word on the Super Bowl 58 free word association list. Dank.
Brock Purdy.
All right.
I was going to go with doucher.
Nick Bosa.
All right. Yeah. All right. You're up, TD. Here we go.
Okay.
Taylor.
Red.
Oh, wow. Interesting one.
Not-
Chiefs, red.
Not going to say the one I get canceled for, so I'll just say 13.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
no one was actually the very first word was Swift, but I thought that was too close.
You don't have to answer it. I want your first reaction. So I'm going to bounce back and forth. Okay. You're up. Andy.
Reed.
Okay. All right.
Wow,
that's fine.
that's
Okay.
weird.
Okay.
That's so weird.
Okay.
The first word that came to my head was Cohen.
Fergalicious Okay. Your word.
Okay.
Vegas.
Fun.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're moving right along. This is good so far. Okay. So Vegas Fun, Andy Reid, Dank, Brock Purdy. So far, our answers. How about this one? Kelsey Fletch.
Douche.
Oh,
Wow.
Wait a second.
Except for Jason.
Well, yeah. I mean,
hold on.
What about Donna?
Love her.
I mean, I just saw her do a Campbell Soup commercial. I love that.
Do you really think he's a douche?
Yeah,
or
I also think I'm a douche. I'm not like super upset about it. It's just
okay. I'm just because he's cheesy, goofy, over the top.
Yes.
Because he kind of seems like a guy I might like to hang out with.
Guess what, Travis? I also kind of think you're a douche sometimes.
Wow. That
Sometimes?
is so. That's
It's not derogatory to me. It's just over the top.
all right.
So you think I'm over the top? That seems outrageous.
Yeah. How could you? Moving right along. Okay, Travis,
Yes,
ready?
yeah.
Travis Sale.
Okay.
13. I mean, this is the first word that comes to your head.
I know. I had so many. I was thinking winner.
Do you go blank?
Yeah,
Oh, winner.
yeah.
Okay, well, that could mean Brock Purdy. Don't roll your eyes.
No, that's all right. Yep.
Man, just because of the different storylines we've been talking about the past couple days, this morning.
And
I mean, that's what popped into my head.
We have a video that we need to play.
Yeah.
Speaking of 13 and superstitions, we'll get to that later on in the show, but you're up next, Fletch. Okay, here's your next word. 58.
Old.
Wow.
I know that's also the number of the Super Bowl, but 58 just seems like old.
This is going really well.
Wow.
All right, another number for you, Travis Dale.
Okay.
49.
Losers.
Okay. One last word for Fletch here as we wrap up the NFL Super Bowl 58 free word association. Swift.
DeAndre.
All right.
Trucking company?
That went so differently than I thought it would go. All of those answers, virtually every single answer outside of Reed was so strange to me.
Legit Cohen was the very first name. I mean, I'm not even kidding.
And trust me, we know.
Well, come on. It's fine.
We got to move on to a story. Look, there's going to be a lot of stories that come out Super Bowl week because really it's quiet on the home front, right? You have the Chiefs, you have the 49ers, nobody's saying a word. They are getting ready for the biggest game in most cases of their lives, these players, these coaches. So there is nervousness and there is basically, I remember being on the New England Patriots back in 2012 when we were in Indianapolis. It's like double secret probation. They don't even really want you going out to restaurants with your family. I remember Belichick saying to us as a team, he was like, yeah, I know as we get closer and closer to this game, more and more of your family members and your friends and people who are coming out here to support you are showing up to the Super Bowl site. I'm warning you, if you go out to restaurants, you're going to be harassed. So it was almost like he's trying to inform us to get ahead of it. Like, if you want them to come here, maybe have them visit you in your room, maybe eat at the restaurant in the lobby. They had gone through some security procedures to make it so that less people could eat there, I guess. It was a strange feeling, though. You kind of felt like we were on lockdown. And so a lot of the stories that would typically come out of a locker room because of media availability, all those stories fade. And so what happens is a bunch of luminaries around the NFL start speaking out on things that they want to get out there in front of the public, including retired quarterback Tom Brady, talking about his old coach, Bill Belichick. Do we have sound here? Okay, so here is Tom Brady on his podcast, Let's Go, discussing his reaction to Belichick not being hired by any of the teams with head coaching vacancies.
I mean, I'm surprised that the greatest coach ever doesn't have a job. Absolutely. But, I'm surprised a lot of things in the NFL. I'm surprised when I was a free agent, there was a lot of teams that didn't want me. I'm surprised that Steve Young started in the USFL and went to Tampa. I'm surprised that Tampa traded Steve Young to the 49ers, so there's a lot of things that happen that, for one reason or another, don't go exactly the way you think they should go.
So there's Tom Brady saying that he was surprised. He's surprised by a lot of things that's happened in the NFL historically. But so, I mean, I guess he's sort of like in a roundabout way saying I'm surprised, but I shouldn't be because this stuff happens all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it is a little odd if you stop to think about the fact that Bill freaking Belichick is out of a job. I mean, that he was passed by, what was it, 9 different teams, I guess, had the opportunity to at least interview. Well, I think one team did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's weird.
And there's guys like Mike McDonald.
Yeah. Who's 36, 37 years old?
The youngest coach in the NFL currently, but like guys like Mike McDonald have a job and Bill Belichick.
It's strange when you think about Tom Brady having a hard time finding a job in free agency. I wouldn't describe it as a hard time finding a job in free agency, but there were teams who were like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah. I mean, but part of that has to be we want to make sure whoever we're bringing in here is going to be here for the long haul.
But same argument could be made for Belichick. So if you're able to rationalize that in your head, then you got to rationalize Belichick the same way. And I think you're right. I think Seattle probably looks at their situation with Pete Carroll and goes, "We love Pete. Pete's done a lot for Seattle. The Seahawks have benefited from their relationship and his leadership." But he's 72, 71. I forget his exact age. I mean, he's got a lot more yesterdays logged in this league than tomorrow's. So we've got to make a change at some point, and we feel good about this candidate. So at 36 years of age, I mean, technically, Mike McDonald could be their coach if he coaches as well for as long as Pete Carroll has coached. Into his 70s. You could have him for 30 years.
And what's wild to think about is the reason there's so much head coaching debt across the NFL is because everybody is looking for their next version of Bill Belichick, right? And they feel like once they see that it's not the case, they fire the guy. And while they're left on the hook to pay hundreds of millions of dollars, that might even be up to $1 billion now across the league of money owed to head coaches who are no longer coaching football. So you look at these teams, they're looking for their next Bill Belichick. They feel like the Bill Belichick that he was already happened. So they're not trying to find him for another 3 years. They're trying to find the next guy who can be there for 20 years.
And Fletch, to your point, you say for another 3 years. Rich, you've said it of how important culture is to an organization. So if a Bill Belichick moved into an organization that let's say the Chargers, who didn't have really a culture of football built there, at least at the moment, can he do it in 3 years' time and make it successful? It seems like it would need more time to brew and marinate to me.
Well, sometimes cultures take a while to institute. Sometimes it takes, I mean, like a good long stretch to get to a place where you want to be. Perfect example, what's happened in Detroit with Dan Campbell. Signed a 6-year contract out of the box. His first opportunity as a head coach in the NFL with Detroit. And the first year it didn't go well. I think they won, 3 games? And then the next year, they battled for playoff positioning. And then the year after that, they go to the NFC Championship game. So in that case, you're right. It took some time to marinate. Then you look at the Houston Texans, who were an absolute dumpster fire, had a first-round draft pick, or I should say a high first-round draft pick, second overall, used it on C.J. Stroud, hired a rookie head coach, D'Amico Ryans, and went to the postseason and advanced to the divisional round. So, yeah, you're right. Like sometimes it takes a while to institute a culture, but sometimes you can strike it rich and right out of the box, you could get a guy who can establish a culture quickly. Would it be that way with Bill Belichick? I don't know. But the truth is, none of us will get to know because he doesn't have a job. Oh, I got a lot for you guys.
So much stuff.
How about this? Rolling off of their most recent win, the San Diego State men's basketball team hits the road tomorrow at Nevada, going to face the Wolfpack. Tip off 5 p.m. right here on your home of the Aztecs. Teddy Leitner will have the call. What time's pregame, Fletch?
4:30.
4:30. With
TBD whether or not I'm involved.
I was about to say with John Schaefer. Ben Fletcher is going to be a game time decision.
I think I'm gonna have a talk with Shafee today and be like, look, big game tailgate is here. It's happening.
Yeah.
This might just be you and Jim.
It should.
It's during their time of their show anyways.
It should be
I agree.
Jim and John. So we'll see. To be determined, but tip off absolutely at 5 p.m. right here on your home of the Aztecs. Also, there's this. We'll get into this story a little bit later on. During a press conference yesterday, players on the NFLPA's executive committee spoke on a number of topics, but the hip drop tackle was sort of chewed on and mulled over a lot. And LA Chargers running back Austin Eckler, not a fan of the NFL potentially banning the tackle. So just to describe it for those who are catching up, the hip drop tackle is when you wrap up a ball carrier from behind, you lay your body weight on the back of their legs, and you sort of lead with your hips. So it's almost like you're corralling them and then sort of like, hey, there we go. And you just drop them.
You literally drop your hips to the ground. And
Yeah.
if you want the image in your head, just Mark Andrews' injury from this year was a hip drop tackle.
Right.
And that is the poster child for why the league wants this tackle to go away, because that is what can happen.
If you've ever watched a rodeo cowboy take down a steer,
Yes, exactly right.
or they literally wrap them up and just drop their weight to the ground so that animal falls to the ground.
Yeah. So he said he's not a fan of this because if you leave this in the hands of officials who obviously have a lot of rules that they have gray area with, there's a lot of subjectivity with it, pass interference, holding calls, there's many, many others. You give them another one, but the penalty is 15 yards, not unlike a roughing the passer. Well, he said, geez, I mean, you're going to legislate a lot more anguish for fans at home watching this game, because already we complain about roughing the passer. Already we complain about the subjectivity that officials struggle with. So he's just thinking this is going to be the next in line.
Well, I think what we complain about is the fact that there's such a lack of consistency, which is what you're talking about with the subjectivity of these calls. But like, for example, in this postseason, I think we all three would agree this is how the NFL should be officiated so far. That can change in a big way when a game that has $23 billion of public money riding on it, if there's a call that's consequential that maybe goes one way for, let's say, Brock Purdy and goes a different way for, let's say, Patrick Mahomes, that costs people money in the end, people are going to be right back on pissed off at officiating bandwagons.
But part of the reason we're saying this is how it should be officiated is because there's been less officiating. I mean, there's just been less flags. I mean, I'm sorry, Matt Stafford should have left the game. Yeah. I mean, and they were like, yeah, I don't know. It's probably just like an ankle thing.
What, was he concussed? No, he was holding his ribs as he was staring blankly into the stadium lights. Right. Everything's fine.
And let's make this more juicy. So there's a prop bet you can bet on. I think it's at will a player leave a game due to a concussion? And the number is set at 1.5.
Right.
That is
more than one.
More than one.
So dark.
But could you imagine we get a similar situation? And I know it's dark. I know what I'm saying sounds ridiculous.
I'm taking the under, by the way, because if I was in the Super Bowl and I had a concussion, I would pretend like it was my knee or my ankle or my hip or, shoot,
but
anything.
That's not supposed to matter, Rich. You're supposed to go into the Blue Medical tent and get an independent neurochemical scientist to look at your brain and say, you're out of the game, which Matthew Stafford went into that tent. And I think plain as day, we could all see Matthew Stafford was concussed.
Right. I don't know, though, if he was tabbed by the independent neuro guy, or if he went into the tent because he was complaining about something else that hurt. In fact, he said post-game, he was like, actually, it was more my ribs. And so the trainers might have said, hey, come into the tent with us real quick. You got hit hard. And then he went, yeah. And by the way, he knew he was concussed. And he just went, yeah, I think the hurdy is right here. The ouchie is down here, not up here. It's down. Ooh, owie, 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 like pointing to his midsection. And so they went, yeah, that's an owie, Matthew. Do you need ice? And he went, no ice, but juice box, yes. And so they gave him a Welch's. He walked out of there. Everything was fine.
Rub some dirt on it.
So imagine that similar situation happens and the majority of public money is on over 1.5, right?
Yeah.
People are going to be pissed off then too.
People are going to be rooting for concussions. Oh, it makes me sick.
It
makes me so sick.
Well, look, I would like less flags as well. And I think every person who's a fan of the game does not want to see a game decided on a penalty. You don't. It's not fun. It's not fun. Even if it's your team and it works out in your favor, it just doesn't seem great.
All right, coming up next, we got to get to this story. So as we mentioned, there's been some head coaches who haven't gotten hired. There's been some head coaches who have been retired. And sometimes, every once in a while, you got to take your rat poison. That's coming up next.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's TD here. And back in September, October of last year, SD Fat Loss came to us and said, hey, we want to help you guys out. We know that you've been doing some next level fat guy stuff. We know you've been doing some next level fit guy stuff and doing those fat diets, and it's just not working. And they were right. It wasn't working. And maybe we lost a couple pounds, but as soon as we stopped doing that fat diet, we gained it all back. In fact, I joked about doing one of these medication diets. Good thing I didn't, man, because if you know what they are, they're just appetite suppressants. So as soon as you stop the appetite suppressants, you gain whatever weight you lost right back and then some. Not with SD Fat Loss. They show you the correct way to lose weight, the healthy way to lose weight, the fast way to lose weight. In fact, Wayne and Chloe over at SD Fat Loss, they told us, hey, look, in 8 weeks, you should lose 20 to 30 pounds. And we all went, okay, that seems absolutely impossible. But we did. I mean, just a few weeks into this thing, the weight was dropping off every time we stepped on the scale. All three of us here on the show, we stepped on the scale, it would drop another pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. It was absolutely incredible. And I feel so much better. So do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, get yourself a little bit healthier here. Drop some of the weight with SD Fat Loss. They will help you out. Not only will they show you how to lose the weight quickly, but they'll show you how to keep the weight off, because that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to gain it all back. That's the yo-yo diet effect. Stay away from the yo-yo diets. You're not going to count calories. You're not going to count points. You're not going to eat stuff you don't want to eat. You're going to eat food that's good for you, that you like. And it's actually a lot of fun to do. They'll hold you accountable along the way. SDFatLoss.com. Schedule your free consultation today. The only thing you have to lose is unwanted pounds. SDFatLoss.com.
This update is presented by Cal Coast Credit Union. Starting off in the NBA, Clippers lose last night to the Pelicans 117-106. Trade deadline in the NBA approaching today at 1 o'clock. Over in the NFL, Super Bowl 58 coming up on Sunday between the Chiefs and the Niners. Betting line staying consistent. Niners favored by 2 points. Underdog Chiefs currently responsible for around 72% of public money. In college hoops, Aztecs heading to Nevada today for their game against the Wolfpack coming up tomorrow night at Lawler Center. San Diego State now in the top 25 of the AP poll, coaches poll, KenPom, and net rankings. Get a 4.78% APR auto loan at California Coast Credit Union with their Cal Coast Car Buying Service discount. Details at calcoastcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA. Restrictions do apply.
I'm trying to get our players to listen to me instead of listening to you guys. All that stuff you write about how good we are and all that stuff they hear on ESPN, it's like poison. You know what I mean? It's like taking poison, like rat poison.
Little decon burger there. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. We got Luke Bryan tickets we're giving away today. LiveNation.com if you would like to purchase tickets or just keep listening for your chance to win. We also have a $100 gift card to Oggi's. Woo! Yeah, it's happening. And we're also getting ready, preparing. We're counting down to the big Big game tailgate party.
You're damn right we are.
Woo, woo.
We got K&B Bistro tomorrow morning from 7 to 9 a.m. The party's going to go beyond 9 a.m. I can promise you that. North on College Avenue, right off the 8 freeway. We're going to have Pit Viper sunglasses to give away. We're going to have a 65-inch television to give away for the big game viewing at your house. We're going to drop it off at your house. We're not going to help you set it up. We're not tech guys, but you will have the television. That's cool. Here, take it, and you carry it in, because we don't want to be legally liable for anything that happens from the car to your door.
That's exactly right.
Also, foursome of golf at Cottonwood Golf Club. That's sponsored by Long Ball Hard Ice Tea, Velocity Paintball, a 4-pack to bring you and 3 of your friends out there. A 2-night stay at the Seabird Resort up in Oceanside.
SeaWorld tickets.
Damn right. Luke Bryan tickets.
Luke Bryan tickets. We got all the vendors, our friends and family from past Bar Cart Friday going to be set up there. Showing their wares, I guess is what you say. And then also breakfast brought to you by Sombreros Mexican Food.
We had their taco pack yesterday. That's delicious. So yeah, if you need your big game party catered, hit up Sombreros Mexican Food. So the voice you heard when we were on our way back was Nick Saban talking about the media. He literally said, you guys, whether you're saying good things about us or bad things about us, it's poison. I mean, ESPN, all of you, it's rat poison. Well, so Nick Saban just signed a contract with ESPN to be a college football analyst this upcoming year.
Turns out that poison's pretty tasty when it pays.
How the turns have tabled. Nick Saban used to not be such a fan of the media, and specifically ESPN.
Yeah.
Now going to be on College Game Day with the gang out there. So, okay, first and foremost, Are we all on the same page here that the relationship now that players and coaches have with the media during their playing days, it almost feels like they're playing a role in a movie or playing a role in a play. Like, I have to hate you because you're the enemy.
Right.
And then when we cut scene and we head to the craft services table, we can both have a grilled cheese sandwich and laugh about everything. Like, this is all just, it's a big show.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then the show of while you're a player or a coach before you retire is meant to cause drama. So when the show's all done there and you move over to the broadcast network side of this thing, that it's like, oh, he was the outsider. He swam against the grain, and now he's part of this. So wait to hear what he says. It's going to blow your mind.
It feels like a lot of people start building that resume early when they're almost done playing, which is why Jonas Knox has this take that Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce right after the Super Bowl are going to announce that they're both retiring from football and they're going to focus on their second act because they've already built their second act in their podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And with everything else they've been doing. I feel like Nick Saban, the last couple of years, he started doing weekly hits on McAfee's show. And then McAfee got the job at ESPN. And then all of a sudden you do see Saban every once in a while on College Game Day. He was starting to build his resume with 2 years left of coaching. I think it's just important for all of us to kind of keep an eye on what people are doing in the second half of their career to see what they will be doing post-career.
Including in this building.
Yeah, that's right. You're damn right.
I don't get that.
I'm kidding.
No, it's the reality of the situation is Nick Saban may be the greatest wrestling heel of all time, right? So think about it from this standpoint. When you are a bad boy in wrestling, when you're in the squared circle and you're shouting at the crowd, cutting promos, you got your arms crossed and you're saying nasty things to the heroes of the ring. Well, there's going to be a contingent of the fan base who loves that. There's going to be a contingent of the fan base who hates the hero, who wants to see the hero fall, who wants to root for the heel. And then obviously, because you're stirring controversy, your name is going to be spoken of a lot more often. I mean, how many great wrestlers did the heel turn? I mean, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. It's a perfect example.
Right.
I mean, Hulkamaniacs, now you're going to be exposed to me dressing in all black and riding a Harley up to the ring. I mean, it's just how it goes.
Well, that's because you can only take a character so far.
Exactly.
So they take the character to as far as they can get it. And once it starts to taper off, it teeters the other way. Well, then you have to reinvent the character.
Well, and to Fletch's point, that's exactly what Nick Saban has done over the say, back nine of his career at Alabama. We had no idea how close he was getting to the clubhouse, but apparently past couple of years, he was on like the 17th tee box, like staring down the next hot dog he wanted to have with his buddies at the pro shop. I mean, it really was closer than we thought. And he started jumping on to ESPN, and he started doing interviews, and he started analyzing other teams. I remember I was actually surprised by, well, it doesn't matter the exact commentary, but how
I was always surprised when we would see him on College Game Day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, Alabama just played yesterday, and you're going to be on College Game Day today?
And
it's bizarre.
And offering like pretty open and critical opinions
right.
about other coaches or teams out there. There were times, yeah, and doing his Affleck commercials. There were times where I was like watching him on College Game Day, and I was shocked by what he was saying. But look, that's the point you just made, TD. If you're going to reinvent yourself because the character is going stale, you kind of almost have to lay the groundwork first.
Yeah.
You kind of have to, it can feel like a sudden change to the majority of the fan base, but you almost have to fire some test shots just to make sure you're hitting something.
Yeah. Then as they go, Nick Saban, for instance, when he's showing up on College Game Day, you don't think that they're looking at analytics of whether or not people like him on the show. So if he's getting a lot of thumbs up, hey, we like this dude, guess what? ESPN goes, we'll pay him to be here.
Oh, and how about the granddaddy of them all, Tom Brady, is going to steal Greg Olson's job next year. Greg Olson, who I thought did a pretty fantastic job this year. He was a former tight end in the league. Tom Brady is going for that job in the broadcast booth. And what did we start seeing at the end of Tom Brady's career? The Let's Effing Go podcast with, what's that guy, Chris Gray? John Gray?
John Gray, yeah.
The guy that broke the LeBron news to Miami. So same guy. But Tom Brady all of a sudden is now doing a podcast weekly.
Well, so what happens when you hire a guy like a Tom Brady in your Fox or a Nick Saban in your ESPN, right? Tom Brady's gone to 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7 of them as a quarterback in the NFL. It's unprecedented. It's unheard of. It probably will never be matched. Nick Saban has won 7 national championships with the Alabama Crimson Tide. When you hire an analyst who has that much credibility, nobody can really question it. I mean, unless they come off so half-cocked with such an uneducated opinion about something, basically you give your, not only whatever they're saying, but your network insane credibility by being associated with these people. So I don't know what ESPN had to pay to get Nick Saban. I'm guessing it wasn't a small amount of money, considering Nick Saban feels like the type of guy who's not going to roll out of bed for less than $1 million. Yeah. So it's probably some ground shaking payment that went his way. And good for Nick Saban, because frankly, he's earned it. He's a good talker. He's an entertaining guy. You just listen to that clip.
Rat poison.
Rat poison.
I'll tell you, what I hope for is we truly get like an unfiltered Nick Saban talking about NIL and the state of college football.
It would be great to hear a lot of things that Nick Saban has to say about the way he believes the game's going. And I'm sure in the coming days, weeks, months, we're going to see some exclusive interviews, and obviously that's coming down the pike. But yeah, Nick Saban, for those who are just catching up right now, is going to be a part of College Game Day.
He's a part of the rat poison. He is the poison.
He is the poison.
We got this tweet from Patrick Allen, our buddy out in Florida, who listens every day. Shout out, Patrick. But he says, do you think John Schaefer is going to attend the big game tailgate in hopes of winning the testosterone treatment? Odds are 8-5 right now in Las Vegas. Love you guys.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, big game tailgate party. Failed to mention it the first 2 rounds talking about it. But yeah, a free month of testosterone treatment by the Man Zone if you're a viable candidate, which I'm fairly certain Schaefer is.
Yeah, probably.
Speak out of turn.
Full list of all the giveaways is up on our Twitter account right now, or our X account at Big Rich TD Fletch. If you want to see everything you have the chance of winning tomorrow at the big game tailgate, 7 to 9 a.m., KMB Bistro, get on over to our Twitter account. Give us a follow.
100%. Follow us on all socials at Big Rich TD Fletch, TikTok, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. All right, we have an interesting development in Big D. But speaking of Big D. But speaking of Big D.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you mean DraftKings? Yeah. DraftKings is what you're talking about.
I'm going to take a quick lap at Yeah, sorry.
It's fine. Double back it. Yeah. What? I'm talking about the coffee. I'm talking about the coffee. What is going on? Come on. You guys are terrible. We got the big game happening this weekend, right? And if you want to If you want to get in the game, then you can do so at DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports. They just dropped a brand new fantasy app, Pick Six. Pick Six is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings, and getting started is easy. Just download the DraftKings Pick Six app and sign up using code SD760. Then you're just going to pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. It's so simple to do. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards, or will a player have more than one touchdown? You can track your lineup and you compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. Listen, it's a ton of fun. Like I said, it's easy. Even my wife likes to play along, which is cool because now she's into the game too. So download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760 only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick Six operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
Things are going to get really, really weird in Big D. We'll explain coming up next.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro in Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, we are hours away. In fact, we're 24 hours and 10 minutes.
And 15 seconds.
And 15 seconds away from the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch big game tailgate party. That's going to be happening at K&B Bistro tomorrow morning starting at 7. Okay, so the big game is coming up on Sunday. If you want to get your feet wet celebrating the big game weekend, we'll do it alongside us, and you can win great prizes like a 65-inch television sponsored by us.
That's right. Brought to you by us.
Brought to you by us. You'll get to watch the big game on that. Also, a foursome of golf at Cottonwood Country Club or a golf club. You can win that if you show up. If you show up, you could win a 4-pack of paintball excursion experience at Velocity, 4-pack of SeaWorld tickets, pair of Luke Bryan tickets. You could go to the Seabird Hotel for 2-night stay on
Mention golf.
us.
Mention golf.
Mention golf.
Okay.
What else?
All right.
And free testosterone. Free testosterone for a month to a viable candidate at the Man Zone. That's brought to you by Dr. Roy David over at the Man Zone.
Pit Viper sunglasses, sombrero Mexican food. And look, it's at K&B Bistro. It's at Keg and Bottle, man.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. And trust me, the 40-foot wall of liquor that you walk past to get into Keg and Bottle or K&B Bistro, you're most likely not going to want to leave empty-handed. They have something for literally everyone in there.
Now, we're going to have a few of our friends who've been in on Bar Car Fridays there tomorrow, and I think a few canned cocktail companies. Which one will you guys be shotgunning?
Ooh, probably one of each. If I had to guess, I would assume that's how that's going to happen.
Aaron Bauman will be there with the Flabongo.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Lucy, the big game goat.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to go pick up Mount Crushmore today?
Probably.
Well,
I'll send a text.
Probably going to need
Wow.
that. Yeah, probably going to need Mount Crushmore to make an appearance. This is, after all, the big game tailgate party. Buck Norris is going to be there.
Just gonna go ahead and let Schaefer know I'm not doing Aztecs pregame.
Yeah, that's for the best.
Yeah.
I would say old Benny Fletcher, if you're used to seeing him on the pregame show leading up to Aztecs tip-off, which is going to be tomorrow night at 5 p.m. against Nevada.
I still have to be here for that.
I just don't think you should be on the air.
That's probably
right.
I mean,
Right. Just press button.
Just push buttons and let the rest of them handle it. Okay.
Going through the big D, I don't mean that. Well, actually, I do mean Dallas.
Yeah, you do mean Dallas.
Yeah.
So Rex Ryan, who's a talking head on ESPN these days, he, I guess, is flirting with a return to the NFL, interviewing with the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow. I mean, it doesn't really feel wrong to me.
Nope.
Yeah. So
It really doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's kind of cool, actually. I would be all in on that if I'm a Cowboy fan.
no, we got Rex Ryan is the one who likes feet, right?
That's right.
What's his
Yeah.
brother's name?
Oh, not Buddy Ryan. That's his dad. Rob.
Rob Ryan. I've met Rob Ryan, and I got a great story about him because it was at the media hotel in Miami for actually probably about 3 years ago today when everyone was getting COVID for the first time. Rob Ryan, as I was sitting in the hotel lobby with Darren Smith and Marty Caswell, we were having drinks. We were there for about 2 hours. He made 3 different trips down to the hotel lobby to get DoorDash orders.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And it was Taco Bell, Chipotle, Del Taco.
Wow.
So he went 3 for 3, baby.
Wow.
Sounds like he was doing Next Level Fat Guy Stuff Tuesday.
Yeah.
But he was doing it Super Bowl week.
And they were not small amounts of food, and I'm pretty sure it was just he and his wife.
Okay, well, I mean, let's not
Rob
cast
Ryan.
judgment.
I'm pretty sure Rob Ryan is a captain of a crab boat.
Yeah.
He also looks a little bit like that old comedian from the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Oh, you're talking about, oh, shoot. It'll come back to me.
He's kind of trying to make a comeback.
The guy
right
that
now.
carries the glass.
Ron White.
That's
yeah,
the one.
Yeah.
Ron White. Yeah,
Yeah.
he grew his hair out. Ron White. Yeah, he's got that white flowing lock of tuft of hair. Yeah, so Rob Ryan, also another good defensive coach. I believe he may have had a short stint as a head coach, maybe only on an interim basis at one point in his career, but it's Rex.
Rex Ryan was the Jets head coach when the Jets had Hard Knocks. Was that the first season of Hard Knocks?
It
was one of the first few.
It was one of the first few. I remember. So Rex Ryan was the head coach in New York when I was drafted to the New England Patriots, and those defenses with Darrell Revis and some of those linebackers, some of those pass rushers, they were so difficult to prepare for because they changed up personnel so often. They changed up their blitz package weekly. So you didn't know where anybody was coming from. And what I mean by that is, you had guys who were lined up in the secondary who would all of a sudden appear on the line of scrimmage. And, you're trying to set the protection, meaning the pass protection, to handle all of the problems. But you didn't know where the problems were because people would bail and fall into these deep coverages off the line of scrimmage or vice versa. You'd have a guy off the roof, meaning from like 14 yards out, come sprinting down the middle of the offensive formation on an A-gap blitz. And you'd be like, where did he come from? He was masterful in New York. If you look at some of those defensive stats and what he did with Darrelle Revis, knowing he had a generational talent at corner. So look, there's a lot of talent on this Dallas Cowboys defense. Dan Quinn did an excellent job, but you got to give credit to Jerry Jones and his son and those personnel directors around Dallas for putting together the type of personnel they have. You add a Rex Ryan to that picture, who's like a real film nut, like a real football coach. Like, I know he's a big talking head, but he is a real football coach. That could be
then why hasn't he been coaching?
Because I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, well, he's getting paid somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, follow the money. That's what I would say.
He also likes feet.
Does. That's confirmed.
Yeah, he actually jokes about it, which I think is hysterical. Like, when that first came out, they were trying to think, well, maybe this will embarrass him. It didn't embarrass him.
Do you think he likes feet with like really good arches?
You're damn right he does. And I'll tell you, look, much like Rex, I talk about feet a lot. But it's for the good feet store.
At least once a day.
At least once a day. Weekdays, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Because at the Good Feet store, if you're interested, they have the elixir for your lower body joint pain. And it does have everything to do with your feet. I had no idea how important your feet were, but it makes sense, right? They're the foundation of the rest of your body. The footwear you choose, the arches in your feet, whether they're supported or not, have a lot to do with your posture, a lot to do with your gait, meaning, how long of strides you take, what your strides look like when you walk. And that can have a huge, huge impact on your feet, your ankles, your knees, your lower back, your hips. So I was struggling with a lot of pain after my NFL career, especially in my lower body, knee pain, hip pain, back pain. Since wearing these arch supports from the Good Feet store, virtually all of it has vanished. It is incredible. The only commitment you need to make is making sure that whatever footwear you're wearing that day, your Good Feet store arch supports are in those shoes. So that's what I do. I wake up every morning. If I'm switching out what shoes I wear, throw the arch supports in there, and I'm on my way. Go in for your free fitting, free test walk at one of their 200 plus locations. You can book your first appointment at goodfeet.com. I'll repeat that one more time. Goodfeet.com. Coming up next. How superstitious are you, Fletch? Would you say
a little stitious?
Okay. So you wouldn't say superstitious,
but a little stitious.
A little stitious.
Somewhat stitious?
Somewhat stitious.
Okay. Well, we have bad news for you. That's on the other side.
This update is presented by the California Department of Public Health. Starting off in the NBA here, Clippers took a loss last night to the Pelicans, 117-106. NBA trade deadline coming up today at 1 o'clock. NFL Super Bowl 58 coming up on Sunday between the Chiefs and the Niners. The betting line staying consistent. Niners favored by 2 points, 72% around that of public money is being bet on the Chiefs currently. In college hoops, Aztecs are going to head to Nevada today for their game against the Wolfpack coming up tomorrow night in Reno at the Lawler Center. San Diego State now in the top 25 of the AP, coaches, KenPom, and net rankings. What does it take to take on Alzheimer's? Courage to learn the facts and know the signs, and confidence to talk about your healthcare provider, about screening and early detections. Find out how you can take on Alzheimer's at takeonalz.com.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro and Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
Yeah, you're damn right. We got the big game tailgate party coming up, brought to you by Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We're going to be on site at K&B Bistro tomorrow morning. The show goes from 6 to 9 a.m. Everybody's welcome. Doors open at 7. We're going to have Bar Cart Friday past participants, I guess you could say, with displays of their delicious offerings available to the general public who walks through the doors.
Right.
We're going to have food catered by Sombrero Mexican Food. So at very least, you're going to walk out of there having met some of our past participants on Bar Cart Friday and get yourself a breakfast burrito. But then also we have these great prizes, including a 2-night stay at the Seabird Resort up in Oceanside.
Breaking news.
What's going on?
What?
We have breaking news? What's happened?
Come on. Why the...
Is the suspense there yet?
Yeah.
No rain tomorrow!
Wow.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
So
Although it said rain, no rain, rain, no rain for several days.
Right now it says no rain.
that is good.
Okay, good.
Can you confirm, because we're picking up the 65-inch television today, do we have rain after the show today? Because that's important.
It is
too.
important.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So the rain's done? We made it through?
Storm
raining.
Watch 2024.
It's raining right now.
Oh, we don't have
it's
windows.
going to be done by 8 o'clock, and then it's done.
All right. Rain, go away.
That's right.
We are going to have a 65-inch television that we're literally picking up today to give to one of our lucky winners. All you have to do is show up. You could win that 4-pack of tickets to Velocity Paintball. You could win a foursome at Cottonwood Golf Club. You could win a free month of testosterone treatment. You could win, what else do we have? SeaWorld tickets.
Right.
You could win Luke Bryan tickets.
Pit Vipers.
Pit Viper sunglasses.
I mean, come on.
Get down there. K&B Bistro tomorrow between 7 and 9.
I
United
did
States
make a
Seabird
list,
Resort.
but it's not on this grid.
It's on our Twitter account. Pull up Big Rich TD Fletch. It's also scrolling at the bottom of our YouTube feed today.
Yes.
How about that?
Let it flow through the
Let me see.
broadcast.
Look at that.
You're a genius. You're a damn genius.
We can put that on the bottom of our YouTube feed.
Can we put like dirty words?
Yeah,
and
whatever
we
you
do
want.
Other
All
things on
very
that.
good. Very good. That
Wow.
sounds like
How
fun.
come we haven't done that with like the keyword of the day type of thing? Like people have to go get the keyword in order to win Luke Bryan tickets.
Well,
That's something we can talk
What?
about.
I feel like we're talking about it now,
Okay,
boys.
quick show meeting. We're canceling the rest of the show. We're just going to discuss some things. We want to get to the bottom of this. No, but seriously, K&B Bistro tomorrow morning. It's north on College Avenue, right off the 8 freeway. If you've never been, you should be, because we just had lunch out there. Absolutely awesome place to eat. They have bourbon pairing on certain nights. They have bottle picks. They have all sorts of stuff. Barrel picks. Tony Kanja and Lydia Kanja, the owners and operators of K&B Bistro, but also all of Keg and Bottle locations around San Diego. They're incredible people. They've done a great job over there, and they're very welcoming. So can't wait to have our big game tailgate party there. Again, that's tomorrow between 7 and 9 a.m. And 9 a.m. is just really a suggestion. I think we're gonna blow through that pretty good.
Yeah.
Just don't tell Lydia that.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So we talked to Fletch about this. He's somewhat stitious.
Not superstitious.
No.
Just a little stitious.
Little stitious.
Mhm.
How stitious are you about the Niners, though?
Right.
You know, I wish I could go on some big rant about how I haven't changed my underwear for 3 weeks, but I change it every single day. I wish I could go on some sort of rant that says the stuff between my toes hasn't changed since the Niners started winning in the postseason. But you know what? I wash my toes every single day. I'm not the guy that's going to have.
Or do you? Because you just let the water run over your feet.
That's true. And so.
Yeah, so we don't know what's in between the toes.
But what I will say is I don't want to be at a Super Bowl party. Like, I would like to be sitting by myself.
Is that a superstition, or is that so you get to enjoy the game more?
You know what it is? It's because I think whoever would be around me at the time of watching the game would not be having a good time, because I am going to be so invested. If they try to talk to me, I'm going to seem rude because I'm not going to be communicating back.
Interesting. Okay. So not superstitious, but there's definitely patterns that you follow on game days and things like that. Okay.
I wear my Niners beanie during the game.
People with this Taylor Swift thing, they're starting to take it to odd places.
Like, you mean they're digging too deep?
Well, for example, there was a TikTok where a couple of guys, and I will give them credit if I can find the video.
It's Barbershop Break Room.
Okay. Barbershop Break Room on TikTok.
Now, they're not the first to discover this, but they're one of the largest voices out there talking about it, because we did bring it up a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Of this weird. I mean, there's a lot of weird coincidences here that a lot of things point back to the number 13, which is Taylor Swift's favorite number.
You guys know what Super Bowl this is? It's 58. You know what 5 plus 8 is?
13.
It's Taylor Swift's album called 13.
Yo! Dang!
You guys know the date of the Super Bowl?
It's the 11th.
Of?
February.
11 plus 2.
Yeah.
Yo!
2 plus 11 right there.
Who are they playing?
The 49ers.
It's 4 plus 9.
Dude.
Oh my God.
13.
Just saying. What seed are the 49ers?
The 1 seed.
What seed are the Chiefs?
The 2 seed.
No, the 3.
1 and 3.
13.
This dude is so stupid.
Where's Taylor Swift coming from? She's coming from Tokyo to the Super Bowl.
What does that mean?
A flight from Tokyo to Las Vegas.
It's 13 hours.
It's 13 hours.
This is
And I'm not even kidding.
Fake news. It's 12 hours and 25 minutes.
Oh, did you just look it up?
Yep.
Wow. I mean, I guess that depends on the winds.
Yeah, could.
Yeah.
Look,
Say
here's
it's roughly a 13-hour flight, Fletch.
Here's what. Okay, you could take any numbers and make some sort of coincidence out of it.
Can you?
Okay, 2 plus 1 plus 1 and 23 and 15 and 17 and 19. Yeah. Okay. 13.
2 plus 1 plus 1's 4.
It's February 11th. 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. February, but in 2023. That's what I was trying to get to.
okay.
Oh, wait. So you've already done all this? It's 2024.
2024.
Jesus.
There,
6,
1 less
8,
3.
4. That doesn't work.
Exactly. You can. That's what I'm saying. You can make things different to match what you want it to be. So if you're looking for everything to add up to the number 13, well, you can figure out ways to do
Well,
that.
hang on. So a second ago, you told us that you're only somewhat stitious.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
all of a sudden, we play you this video
Right.
of Backyard Barbecue Boys, whatever the hell their name is on TikTok.
Barbershop
Thank you.
Break Room.
Yeah. Barbershop Break Room Boys. Is it boys?
I don't think so.
Whatever.
Huh.
Look, anyways, so these guys broke down this thing on TikTok. And all of a sudden, you're very stitious. In fact, I would say you are superstitious.
You are superstitious
Because
and very defensive.
That's my point. Like,
Yeah.
so I knew it. When we were playing this, I was thinking to myself, like, maybe he'll keep his cool.
No, you know what it does to me?
What does it do to you?
I feel like we bust our asses on things. Like,
Right.
for example, a Mexican food Super Bowl players video.
Which somebody commented on that. How high do you have to be?
Understandable. But what I'm saying is, like, I feel like that content is content that I would want to watch.
Right.
Oh,
That
no,
is
not
something-
this is terrible content.
It's overblown,
Yeah,
dude. It's
this-
oversaturated.
This
Why
is
are
a
tweets?
stretch.
I saw a tweet
Right.
breaking this.
Right.
Like, they just took this
Right.
right off of someone's Twitter account. I can't remember who exactly it was, but I saw that tweet. It has freaking 900,000 interactions on it.
This is a stretch, but Travis Kelce is the enchilada of the NFL.
At
Is
least
that-
that's-
that makes
At
sense.
And
least
you know-
that's creative.
You know who my torta is?
Trent Williams.
Trent Williams.
Mixed with a little George Kittle.
You did go like you got an accent when you said, yeah, why?
And only with that word.
Only
he was
with that
like,
word.
Travis Kelce is my enchilada. And then he goes, but Trent Williams is my torta. All of a sudden, he turned into a tiny little abuelo.
Get it right. Travis Kelce was my lengua tacos.
Oh yeah, you got a little accent on
Actually,
that.
shut up.
You sound like Pacino from Scarface. I'll tell you on my lengua taco, sis. It's Travis Kelce.
You got a great ass.
Tell you what, no, everybody is looking for the bad guy, and that's Travis Kelce.
So
Why does he yell the end of every sentence?
I don't know.
I better that way.
It really is. I mean, he sells those lines.
It feels like you're superstitious. You don't like the fact that there are so many things that point to 13, and that Taylor Swift clearly is running the planet.
Clearly, she is. By the way, and like, so remember Colin's take a few days ago about insecure men? Maybe that is me. Maybe I am just an insecure white man. That's very possible. In fact, I'd say it's likely with me.
I would say you're an insecure, very tan man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
right.
Mediterranean. He's olive colored
but
skin.
if we
It's
follow
like
that
oddly
argument,
tan.
at one point he said they're showing Taylor Swift for 25 seconds during the games at like a maximum, which I honestly don't care if they show her during the games. That's never been something that bothered me. What bothers me is the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, all we freaking talked about is Taylor Swift.
Well, what else has happened?
Nothing. But it
So it just seems logical that you'd point to Taylor Swift, because guess what? Taylor Swift gets views and clicks and likes and all the things that the NFL's looking for. So that's why there's the Taylor Swift
how about
talk.
all the Swifties, by the way, thinking Colin Cowherd is like super hot? Have you seen that?
Oh, well, he definitely gives off DILF energy. Like
That is a comment under his.
Oh, there's no question. And also, whenever people are impressionable, right? I'm sure that he has a take that would absolutely completely tear down this mental picture in this 30-second clip that the Herd posted,
Which is the only time the Swifties have ever seen or heard of Colin Cowherd.
but like that is I'm not saying every, but there's a lot of women who read romance novels, or they watch the rom-coms, or they enjoy the movie where the protagonist man comes in at the last moment riding on the horse, the white knight. He's here to save the day. And that was Colin Cowherd telling all of these losers on social media who are complaining about T Swift on ruining their NFL games to go buzz off. And they just looked at him, they flipped their hair over their shoulder and went, oh my, you were wearing the hell out of that Untugged. Oh my goodness. Those wolf and shepherd wingtips? Do those have an athletic soul? I bet you can play basketball.
I know I saw at one point that take, the 30-second clip that went so viral, is trending to be like Colin's most viewed Instagram post of all time.
It wouldn't shock me in the least. Look, this is the Taylor Swift Bowl. Anybody out there who is panicked over this, who is hemming and hawing over this, get used to the reality that Taylor Swift is the queen of the world. Literally, the embassy, the Japanese embassy, released an official statement promising she would make it from Japan, from Tokyo to Las Vegas, and in the midst of doing so, dropped 3 of her album titles in the official statement.
It's insane. It's insane.
So wrap your head around it now. If you're sickened by it, I guess mute your television. I don't know, turn away in disgust, do whatever you want to do, but it is happening whether you want it to or not. I promise you that. Whew. Yeah.
Break it down to 11. No.
Ready?
Hey, searches for 49er jersey, I quote, have exploded by 1,109%, the highest point in 4 years. How about that?
How much did your Travis Kelce jersey cost, TD?
80 something bucks. Yeah.
87.
Yeah.
Well, coincidence.
Oh yeah. I actually do think it was $87.
By the way,
which
8
is weird.
plus 7 is 15.
Yeah.
No.
But if you
Patrick
but
Mahomes' number.
Wait.
The Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Wait, 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 1 Travis Kelce and 1 Taylor Swift, and you subtract those numbers from 15. That's 13.
Oh my God.
You did
Oh my
it.
God.
We did it.
And that's her favorite number.
And that's her favorite number.
That's the backyard barbershop boys.
Yeah. So just about 1,100% that people are searching 49er jerseys. Chief jerseys, a little little bit further behind, 697% increase there. I don't know if that helps you at all. Hall of Fame quarterback Warren Moon sticking up for Brock Purdy. He tells Fox News Digital that people need to stop picking on him for being a game manager, and that in reality, every NFL quarterback is a game manager. So there, you got Warren Moon on your side. How about that?
You feel better?
I don't know why you're like poking at me.
No.
Actually, I've gotten to meet Warren a couple times. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, very nice guy. CBS Sports has ranked the top 15 Super Bowl endings of all time. Number 5 on the list, Super Bowl 25, Giants and Bills. Giants win that one 20-19. Number 4, Super Bowl 43, Steelers and Cardinals. Number 3, Super Bowl 34, Rams and Titans. Super Bowl 49, Patriots and Seahawks. Super Bowl 42 takes the number 1 spot when the Giants beat the Patriots 17-14.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have any NBA scores to get to at all?
No, I don't have any of those.
Are you sure?
You're lying.
Are you sure?
What? The New Orleans Mead.
Go ahead.
Screwed it up already.
No, it's fine.
The New Orleans on Mead, the Clippers, which I didn't put the score because it wasn't over last night when I was going to bed. The Heat boned the Spurs 116-104. The Pistons of the Castle, the Kings. The Warriors and the 76ers 127-104.
Is that a Borat joke?
It was, yes.
Yes, it was.
The Cell TikTok, you don't stop. The Hawks 125-117. I don't know if I could say this one.
No,
Do
you
it.
can. You can.
Is Dumb Buddy ready?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. We got that's the F button on our thing.
Yeah,
here.
that's right. The Cavs golden showered the Wizards 114-106.
I'll let it slide.
Solid.
The Raptors broiled, Charlotte 123-117.
Char. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Who won?
The
Nobody
Raptors.
knows.
The Raptors won. The Raptors dominated that game. They dominated that game.
Okay, we're
Wow.
going to move right along
Jeez.
to morning monologues. Look, we do it every single day.
Right.
And as you know, the boys are back and they've been waiting.
Been off the air for one day.
Okay, so I love it and I hate it. Social media. I have a battle with this because there are times where social media, it links communities that otherwise could not be linked. It puts people in touch with potentially physicians or experts in fields that they wouldn't have any idea existed, say, even 10 years ago. You can be influenced by somebody in Africa and you live in Des Moines, Iowa. It's a beautiful thing sometimes. However, social media, it forces people to do things for reasons that we're all aware of, and I can't stand it. For example, Breece Hall. He's one of the best running backs in the league. There's no question about it. Breece Hall put out his top 5 running backs in the league list, and he has Christian McCaffrey on that list behind him. It's just like, okay, listen, New York Jets running back, by the way, if you're not unfamiliar, draft him in your fantasy team. He is unbelievable, and he's due to have a very good year coming up next year as well.
Breece Lightning.
Dude, he's incredible. But that tweet, it's so transparent. It's so obvious. It's just, he's playing the game and I respect him. And I'm not going to hate the player. I'm going to hate the game here, but I do hate the game sometimes. And the game is social media. It's clicks, it's likes. It's all the things that we were just talking about with this Taylor Swift TikTok video that got, I don't know, a bazillion views. It's this that I think is detracting from the bigger part of the story, which is Breece Hall is like an incredible running back, but now he's made himself a lightning rod.
I'm glad you went social media. I'm going to stay right in the same lane. Then we could hear whatever TD is grinding his gears. Who knows? So
Sports.
if you guys have been paying attention closely and you watch some of the coverage that's going down in Las Vegas currently, it's people asking questions to players with the camera right in their face. It's usually a kind of bizarre question because they're going for the clicks like Rich is talking about. But you're getting questions like, hey, George Kittle, what Harry Potter house would Kyle Shanahan be in? Hey, Dre Greenlaw, would you get a Brock Purdy tattoo when you guys win the Super Bowl?
Wait, what did he say?
Which one?
Did we get the Brock Purdy tattoo?
Yeah, really?
So Drake Greenlaw said, man, what the F kind of question is that? And then he paused and he said, yeah, I probably would. But I guess my point is, I talked about it earlier in this week, how in Atlanta, like I got to be 5 feet away from Tom Brady. There's probably no situation where I should be able to ask Tom Brady a question because I'd probably put my foot in my mouth, much like every single person at Radio Row and at the media day where they're able to ask players questions are doing right now. Can we be done with the trying to just catch people and answering weird things with a camera 2 feet from their face? I haven't seen one clip of somebody asking, hey, George Kittle, what do you think about the Chiefs defense? Not once.
No, no,
nobody cares.
And frankly, those questions have their space and they have their time. But Super Bowl week, it's always been this way.
It's a show.
It is a big show. All right, TD. So we have a little social media, Brees Hall take. We got a little bit of Super Bowl week interview take. Where are you going for your morning monologue?
Dishwashers. Important. All right. So this came up this morning as I was trying to make my coffee. I had to pull the lid out of the dishwasher. Now I look back and I was doing the count. I have owned and or rented 8 dishwashers in my lifetime. Yeah. 8 different dishwashers. So this particular dishwasher is the last couple I've had have been very, very nice dishwashers. Not cheap, not inexpensive. Okay. I pulled the lid, my coffee lid, out of the dishwasher that was just clean. Light was on.
Sure.
White light. Done. Ready to go.
Sanitized.
These are all clean. You can go ahead and grab whatever you like out of here. I take only the coffee lid. It's 4:30 in the morning.
Sure.
Okay. Now I'm closing the dishwasher door and I'm thinking, it's going to happen again. Either one of my kids are going to load dirty dishes back into this clean dishwasher, or it's going to go into the evening and someone will go, is this clean? And I'll go, I don't know. Can you look?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay, because this may be life-changing for you.
Okay.
They sell these on Amazon.
Right.
Is the front of your dishwasher metallic?
Stainless steel.
Okay. So they sell these like magnets.
But they don't stick to stainless steel.
Well, they stick to my fridge. My fridge is stainless steel.
I don't know. Stainless steel is not magnetic, but you're talking about the clean, dirty magnet that you can flip back and forth.
And if that doesn't work, they also have suction cup ones where it's like a bar closed, bar open sign, but one side's clean, one side's dirty.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, so
all I'm saying is to the manufacturers, why not just give me an option to click the still clean button and keep that light on as I close the door?
You know what? This actually, when he said dishwashers, I was going to make fun of you. This is actually a really good point.
Thank you.
And I think this happens to a lot of us. You know, you wash the dishes probably not every day, but anytime you have a small load,
right,
so to speak. Dang it.
All right, time to break.
Well, the problem is people will add to it.
Yeah, but we got a lot of research to do. We got a text saying Antonio Braden's face got tattooed onto a porn star's face, and I'm very curious about that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we do got to look at that.
We got to take a look at
absolutely.
that. Also, the NHL. The NHL has a couple of brothers who say they could rival the Kelseys for reasons that, boy, oh boy, can't wait to share with everybody on the other side. And then an NFL rule.
Is it their athleticism?
It is not.
Okay.
An NFL rule that may change, but not everybody agrees with the change that may be coming that's next.
Hey, guys. I'm messing with Fletch. That's all. I'm messing with Fletch. No, okay, guys, we got the big game this weekend, and you want to get in on the action. I'm telling you, you want to get in on the action. Make it a little more fun, and make it a little more fun with DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports. They just dropped a brand new fantasy app, Pick Six. Pick Six is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings, and getting started is simple. Just download the DraftKings Pick Six app and sign up using code ST760. Now, all you're going to do is pick between 2 and 6 NFL players. Then you're going to choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. For example, will a player have more than 100 rushing yards, or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? And you can track your lineup and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. And you can just put $5 on it, and boom, you're in the game. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick 6 operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6 states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
This update is presented by KFC. We will begin this morning in the NBA. Trade deadline, 1 o'clock today. We'll see what's on the move, see if Woj has any bombs to drop in the NFL. Super Bowl 58 coming up on Sunday. Chiefs, Niners, betting line staying consistent as the 49ers are favored by 2 points. The underdog Chiefs currently responsible for around 72% of public money being bet on the game. The United States expected to bet more than $23 billion on this game. College hoops, Aztecs headed to Nevada today for their game against the Wolfpack tomorrow at the Lawler Center in Reno. San Diego State now in the top 25 of the AP poll, coaches poll, KenPom, and net rankings. KFC's new smashed potato bowl is here. Fries, mashed potatoes, cheese, and bacon come together to make a smashable snack that's only $3.49. It's finger licking good.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro in Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're there tomorrow, 7 to 9. We're broadcasting live from K&B Bistro in Del Cerro, right off the 8 and College. Boom, just hop off the freeway there on your way to work. Pick up some breakfast burritos from Sombrero Mexican Food. They're going to be out there and enter to win a ton of insane prizes, including a 65-inch television. Also today on the show, we got Luke Bryan tickets. We'll have those tomorrow as well, but we got them today. Luke Bryan tickets we're going to be giving away. It's going to be at the, is it North Island Credit Union Amphitheater? It is, yes, August 8th. LiveNation.com for information and tickets there. We also have a $100 gift card to Oggi's we're going to be giving away. And if I were you, I'd be listening very closely in the next 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, so that Oggi's gift card, especially if you're hungry, yeah, just stick around. All right, so a couple of stories here we want to get to. Let's start with the funniest. You guys aware of the Foligno brothers?
Not until today.
Foligno. They play in the NHL.
We just had one of them on the show.
Oh, we did?
Oh, yeah.
Lou Foligno.
No, different guy. That was Lou Ferrigno. Take a lap. There he goes. Fletch is he's running the halls.
Finally, geez, that's like only his second lap ever. It's like he just doles out the laps.
The Foligno brothers are attempting to follow in the footsteps of Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey. Here comes Fletch. Here he comes. He's back. Boy, that was a fast lap.
Fast. Yeah, I mean, he's lost so much weight now. He's so aerodynamic.
Stutter step in the corners, boys. Stutter step in the corners.
You're damn right.
Wow.
So what they're trying to do though is they're trying to horn in on the territory. They're saying, actually, we are the most interesting brothers in all of sports. He goes, and our wives are hotter. which is
valid.
What? I mean, is it true?
No. I mean, I'm looking at it. So listen, Taylor Swift is a beautiful woman. I mean, come on, let's be real here. But we're looking at Marcus Foligno's wife, Natasha.
Okay, I mean, like, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if he's gonna open the door for us to comment on, okay, then let's check out. So she's a brunette. If he's 6 feet tall, she's probably like 5'10", 5'11". Maybe a little shorter.
5'7",
5'7", 5'9".
Yeah, it looks like they're dressed up for Halloween here, and they're Ted Lasso and is it Kiki maybe? Yeah,
I dig that.
Yeah, and then Nick's wife almost looks like she sells real estate.
Janelle, that is for sure a real estate picture.
Right.
There is absolutely no question in my mind.
By the way,
the LinkedIn picture.
Kylie Kelsey, Jason Kelsey's wife, is gorgeous.
We're getting an update. It's not Foligno.
What is it?
Foligno.
All right. Listen, I watch and I swear if I watch a minute of hockey during the regular season, I'd be lying. I watch only playoff hockey.
But I mean, if
I
you're
only watched the final.
If you're flipping around, you land on hockey though, and just start watching it for about 90 seconds, you get kind of hooked in.
And not on television. I'll tell you the best way to take in hockey is like
on the Zambino.
No, it's the Zamboni. It's the Zamboni. We're mispronouncing everything. And then
Or where are you going, like Great Bambino, Fletch? Where are you going with this?
I love going down to Pachanga Arena watching the San Diego Gals play.
I haven't read that much in a long time, okay?
Is it Janelle Foligno and Natasha Foligno? Are they part of the Gals?
Yeah. So the San Diego Gulls, that's where I was going with this. The best sport to watch live is hockey. The best sport on the planet to watch live is hockey. Now, playoff hockey, it can draw me in from a television standpoint because it's just different. If you've never watched playoff hockey, turn on any game. It's just intense. It pours out of the television. But in terms of Marcus Foligno and his brother Nick being more famous or more interesting than the Kelsey brothers, it's gonna take a lot more than comparing your wives to Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
it's just not gonna work. Although this fight that they posted to this article between Marcus and Jared Ginordi.
Steve, we need you.
Ginordi?
Yeah.
Look at this, dude. I mean, rocking this dude's world.
I feel like more sports should employ the
I was on the phone for 2 seconds, and then I come back and I hear Rich say he was rocking this dude's world.
In a hockey fight. Hang on. But he does play for the Chicago, and this is Marcus Foligno, for the Chicago Black Hawks. You definitely want to say those two words as far apart as you can and enunciate.
That is correct.
A couple of texts here that we have to catch up on. One of them, I think Big Rich and Fletch are in on the 13 conspiracy. If you count the letters in Big Rich Fletch, it's 13 letters. Great. Also, this was based on your morning monologue, Rich, talking about clicks and likes from the 619. Speaking of clicks and likes, didn't Rich say Josh Allen should move to tight end for clicks and likes? Did you say Josh Allen should move to tight end?
When he first came into league, I said, I don't think he's going to be a very good quarterback. I said, that's a tight end.
A lot of people said that.
Masquerading that's a tight end masquerading as a quarterback. I said, this is going to be the same story as Tim Tebow. It's not going to work at the NFL level. I was convinced of it. He made me eat those words, every last one of them, with barbecue sauce on them. Josh Allen has been incredible.
When we got that text, I thought you did that like this past weekend.
No, absolutely not. What do we got? What do you got here, TD?
To Nordby?
To Nordby.
Wow.
Okay.
We are not good at these names.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna steer away from the NHL coverage, and we're gonna get into maybe the sweet spot. NFL players, oftentimes they speak out against things that could have a negative effect on player health, right? I mean, the softness for example, at the practice fields at UNLV was a hot topic this week when the 49ers went, the surface we're practicing on is too spongy.
So okay, if you were on the team, would you not feel the same way?
No, stop. Don't get us too far down the road.
I believe
yes or no question.
Most of the time, these players, they will complain about things that are going to have a negative effect on health. Austin Eckler, who's a member of the executive committee with the Players Association, actually came out yesterday during a press conference and spoke out against this ban that's coming on the hip drop tackle. And he's a ball carrier. He's one of the guys who could be negatively affected by a hip drop tackle. I mean, where do you guys land on this? Because it's controversial. There's, you don't want to see guys break their legs or sprain their ankles or tear their knees up. But how do you tackle anymore is the other side of that debate.
So I saw a Tony Gonzalez interview a couple years ago, and it made the rounds again. I think it was part of this hip dropping thing. And it was him talking about what he used to tell people covering him. And he would say, hey, look, guys, I got a family. I got kids. You wrap me up, I'll go down. It's like, but just don't hurt my knees. Like, I'm trying to extend this out as long as possible. So if you wrap me up and it's a good tackle, I'll go down. Don't do anything extra that's going to cause my knee to blow because I want to finish this season. And so that was the end of his career, though. That's a little bit different. And I don't think a lot of NFL guys are built that way. A lot of them are going to try to get through every single tackle because they want to get further down the field because that's the brainwashing that their coaches have given them. That's the competitive spirit. But I do think that there's part of it as the game grows a little bit and guys are getting a little closer because of social media. And it's not so much you hate the guy you're playing against. You're just playing against your buddy, that maybe we'll see people start to just tackle a little safer anyways.
Well, there's always unwritten rules in every sport. We talk about it more in baseball, but in football, there's an awareness. Like if you're over a pile and somebody's legs getting twisted up and they start going, whoa, you'll like grab them and pull them out of danger. I've done that so many times where I'm bending a guy over a pile and all of a sudden he starts yelling and yelping like he's about to tear a ligament. I know that sounds
isolate that.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
that,
but you pull them off of the pile and then you get a thank you and a pat on the helmet and you guys go your separate ways.
You're starting to see it more in the UFC now too, where guys are hesitant to throw down the hammer fist after somebody's already down,
right, or out. Like if they get knocked out cold on their feet and maybe the ref in the ring doesn't or the octagon doesn't see it. Yeah, I agree with you because they know that the damage you can cause to somebody pounding your fist into their head off the back of the mat.
They're already concussed head, by the way.
Yeah, I get it. And I think that's respect from players to other players within the game. And if you carry yourself as a respectful human being, you will earn respect and you'll get respect out on the field. However, don't add rules here. Don't add rules that change the game like this. It's too hard to follow along. It's too hard for the refs to be subjective on what is actually a penalty and what's not a penalty. And then now we're reviewing it and maybe the games take longer, or there was a call that was clearly not a hip drop tackle that was called as a hip drop tackle because it looked like one, and that changed the game completely, whether or not it swung the momentum a different way or just changed the outcome of a game. I don't want it at all. Do not ban this.
Well, that's what Austin Eckler was saying. I mean, almost verbatim. He was like I don't want the officials to have a more burdensome situation where they're trying to officiate this gray area. It's going to turn into the roughing the passer calls.
Rich, you played. Would you want this banned?
No, because I mean, frankly, for me, it doesn't affect my position as much, but I wouldn't want it to because, again, if you're in a situation where you're winning a football game, right, and a team starts driving late in the game and your defense is assessed a 15-yard penalty because of a hip drop tackle, and that's the reason why you lose the football game on a final drive, I mean, it turns your stomach upside down because the players aren't deciding outcomes, the officials are.
Something to keep an eye on in the Super Bowl, and I've seen it a lot in the postseason so far, is, Rich, you never played with a mobile quarterback, really, but with the Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes both, I've seen this. Offensive linemen, as soon as those guys go out and scramble, have been picking them up immediately to watch out for the late hit. They're not letting the refs make a decision. They're getting the quarterback out of there before the late hit can even come.
I didn't in the pros, but I did in college. Darrell Clark was my quarterback. Michael Robinson was my quarterback at Penn State.
Good feed store, Michael Robinson.
Yeah, absolutely. Go get your art supports. It's one of those situations where you want to get downfield in a hurry because also if somebody does hit them late, you're going to want to
gotta
pay him
fight him.
back. Yeah, it's time to fight.
For those of you listening on the
Just
free,
like the Folino brothers.
that's right. That's right. For those of you listening on the free iHeartRadio app, we want to give you a shot here at this $100 gift card to Oggi's, OG Sports Brewhouse Pizza, your go-to for the big game, hot pizza, tasty wings, and award-winning craft brew. Find your nearest Oggi's at oggies.com. We got $100 for you for caller number 5 at, not yet, 748.
Oh, I love that.
We also have perhaps the best YouTube comment we've ever gotten coming up next.
Okay, we'll hit that. But first, if you're looking for a world-class dentist where all procedures are done in the same office with state-of-the-art technology, then I have your guy. It's my doctor, my dentist, Dr. Jordan Colby of Ocean View Dental. He could give you teeth in a day plus a winning smile. All you got to do is start at oceanviewdental.net. Go there right now. If you're looking to change your family dentist or you're going to have major dental work done and you want a second opinion, this is a great person to actually get your first opinion from, because it was the only opinion that mattered to me. Dr. Jordan Colby, he extracted one of my teeth. He gave me 3 implants. He explained my procedure. He showed me digital pictures of what my procedure entailed, and I felt 100% confident and comfortable. He's the type of guy who told me, listen, whatever you're hearing from everybody else, how you got to go to 4 different doctor's offices to get this procedure done. He was like, they're not lying to you, but that's the way it normally happens in our world here in dentistry. He was like, you come to my office, we'll have you in and out of here in 3 months, and you won't miss a single day of work. He kept his promise. I was able to broadcast through all of this major dental surgery. It was incredible. So again, if you're just due for your next teeth cleaning, if you got a cavity that needs to be filled, if you have a root canal, if you just want to change your family dentist, he's got an office in Oceanside, one in Fallbrook. Professional, personal attention you and your family deserves. Again, that's oceanviewdental.net, oceanviewdental.net. Big Rich here for SDFatLoss.com. I say Big Rich. I mean, I guess I'm still tall, Rich. I'm just a lot less big because of SDFatLoss.com.
Wait, is that why they call you Big Rich?
I mean, I thought so. Anyways, look, the point is SDFatLoss.com is a place where you can lose weight without a prescription. That is becoming so popular now, by the way, and it's leading to a lot of yo-yo dieters. So what's a yo-yo dieter? It's somebody who loses a bunch of weight. Maybe they're taking an off-label prescription drug, and then, they gain it all back as soon as their appetite returns because you get off the prescription drug, and that's what's been helping you the whole time. It's not a good lifestyle change. It's not something that's lasting. You need lasting results, especially when we're talking about weight loss. You need a lifestyle change. So if you go to SDFatLoss.com, they have this awesome team, Wayne and Chloe. They helped the three of us. Me, I lost over 35 pounds. TD, he's lost over 30. I mean, Ben Fletcher, who's lifting up his shirt right now in studio, looks like a bowl of oatmeal with a little extra brown sugar on there. This guy has lost close to 50 pounds. It's unbelievable. I mean, he turned,
and you can eat things like some oatmeal with just a little bit of brown sugar.
That's right.
With SD Fat Loss.
It's the 80-20 rule.
That's right.
SDFatLoss.com. Fletch is on the menu. Okay, listen, if you're serious about losing weight, maybe it was a New Year's resolution and you're looking at the calendar and we're approaching mid-February now, it's time to call. It's time to go to SDFatLoss.com. Wayne and Chloe will take care of you. SDFatLoss.com.
We're not back.
There we go.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch here with you on a Thursday morning. So if you haven't already made plans to join us 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow at K&B Bistro, it's the big game tailgate party. We're going to give away a lot of great prizes, but we will literally bring you a 65-inch flat screen television to your house. If you win it, all you have to do is show up to win that and a bunch of great prizes.
Big congrats to Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, who won that $100 gift card to Oggi's, Oggi Sports Brewhouse Pizza, your go-to for the big game, hot pizza, tasty wings, and award-winning craft brew. Find your nearest Oggi's at oggies.com.
3 comments on YouTube that we have to get to because they're all great.
Yep.
J Pobs opens it up with, I bet Ben looks dank shirtless. Yes, I do. Dank. How about Diamond Chief? And we're going to repeat it again. So if you want to close your kids' ears, maybe do so now. Why are you laughing so hard at, quote, Golden showered the whiz daddy? My young son just asked me. Thanks a lot, boys. Had to explain that in detail using mommy.
Yeah, this one's on you, Ben.
Yeah,
this one's on you, Fletch.
Yeah, sorry.
And then our guy, Joe Moon. Good morning, my gosh. I have an eye on that testosterone prize. I have promised my wife
a trip to a destination.
Yeah.
And then he finished it up with, know what I'm talking about? Ciao.
Maybe it's one of those cities in the Midwest, like Climax, Utah.
Yeah.
Is it P-Town? Yeah. Everybody knows P-Town.
It's up on YouTube if you want to see it. All right, speaking of great prizes and everything we got coming up tomorrow at the Big Game Tailgate, Prize Picks is the place to go, man. PrizePicks.com/Fletch. More specifically, you'll get a first deposit match up to $100 if you go there. If you love playing fantasy sports, do what I do and take the sports action to the next level with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app on the continent. This is Fletch, and right now I'm in sports heaven. With the football playoffs in full swing, the big game coming up in just like 4 days, and basketball season really heating up, there's no better way to turn all the big games into 100 times your money than with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's that easy. Turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. You can even make an entry based on, wait for it, Power Slap, which is going down tomorrow night. And you know I got my entry ready to go on Power Slap, dude. It's the best. You just pick more or less on the amount of slaps that take place. It's awesome. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with injury insurance that keeps you in the game, even if one of your players goes down. Over 7 million sports fans have already signed up, and I'm one of them. So join me, watch your favorite players, and get paid doing it for the big game. Patrick Mahomes is projection is set at a half passing yard. That is the easiest one you can possibly get. Use it. Make your big game selections today. prizepicks.com/Fletch. This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Starting off in the NBA, Clippers took an L last night to the Pelicans, 117-106. NBA trade deadline is today at 1 o'clock. NFL, Super Bowl 58 coming up on Sunday between the Chiefs and the Niners. The betting line has stayed consistent so far, as the 49ers are favored by 2 points. Underdog Chiefs currently responsible for around 72% of public money. In college hoops, Aztecs heading to Nevada today for their game against the Wolfpack coming up tomorrow night at the Lawler Center, San Diego State. Now in the top 25 of the AP poll, coaches poll, as well as KenPom and net rankings. If you're looking for more Aztecs content, tonight at 6 o'clock is the Bryan Dutcher Coaches Show, hosted by John Schaefer and Coach Dutcher. Here is the promise to you, San Diego. Team Anderson's expert drain technicians will restore flow to your drain for $63 or it's free. That's right, $63 or it's free. They're Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air, and nobody wows clients like they do.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro in Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
Happy Thursday to those who celebrate Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. Here in studio, we have a little bit of problem as soon as the 8 o'clock hour creeps up on us.
It was mid-update.
Yeah, mid-update. Yeah. You're absolutely right. About halfway through Fletch's dissertation on what's happening in the sports world today, we got a whiff of what can only be described as an open diaper, I would say.
Good. It's awful.
Every day. And we've talked to, so we have a guy who's the lead engineer here, John Rigg, works at iHeart, has worked with iHeart forever. I believe he's like a part of the national engineering team. He's a pretty important guy, and he keeps the wheels on here. And we bumped into him in the break room, pouring ourselves a cup of coffee. We were like, hey, Rigg, dude, like our studio around 8 o'clock, 8:30 every morning smells like just hot ass. Could you help us with this problem? And he goes, nope, no, it can't. And we were like, yeah, but John Rigg, like this seems like your wheelhouse, right? Like you maintain the whole building from every standpoint. Not my job.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's a facility problem.
Yeah. And we're like, so who's in charge of facilities? He's like, not sure. And then we're like, well, so could you find out for us? Absolutely not. Anyways, have a good day. And so John Rigg just beat it, kicked rocks.
But the way he answers the question, you're like, I have no way to come back from this.
He does that on purpose.
Stand there and go, I guess that's the end. I've come to a dead end in the road.
I'm going to grab some trail mix. I'm going to head back into our poop stank studio.
Right. And then we'd have different people, various people who come into the room here to, talk to us. There could be salespeople. There could be some people that they want to introduce to us.
Bar Car Friday. Yeah. The whole 8 o'clock hour.
And people go, oh my God, these guys. It's not us.
Yeah, it's not us.
I mean, it might be us.
Maybe it's us. Who knows? Maybe at 8 o'clock every day, we just perfume the room with whatever's marinating in or on us.
I got a good test.
That would be alarming.
I got a good test for you guys.
It's bad today.
If
It's
it
not
smells
good.
like baby farts at K&B Bistro tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock,
Oh, good point.
our listeners can tell us, and we will find out if it indeed, in fact, is us.
It's a good point. So K&B Bistro is where you're going to find us for tomorrow's show. Especially in the 8 o'clock hour, where if you have been paying attention this week and last, we have a ton of great prizes. The 8 o'clock hour is going to be littered with giveaways. We have SeaWorld tickets. We have Luke Bryan tickets. We have a foursome of golf for free, gratis, to Cottonwood Golf Club. We have a 4-pack of tickets to get out to Velocity Paintball, free air, 1,000 paintballs to fire at each other. Okay. We have a 2-night stay at the Seabird Hotel Resort up in Oceanside. We've got a free month of testosterone treatment for a viable candidate at the Man Zone. We have a 65-inch flat screen TV that us, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, we're going to drop off at your house.
Right.
All you got to do is show up to this great event, sign up for any of these prizes. You're going to be put in a giant hopper, and we're going to start pulling names in the 8 o'clock hour.
Pit Viper sunglasses, food provided by Sombreros Mexican food, some Big Rich, TD, and Fletch swag. I mean, come on.
We got stickers.
We got stickers.
We got coasters.
Got keychains.
We got keychains. And
not an unlimited amount is all I'm saying. So if you want one, you got to get there early.
Seriously, though, to all the hangers, the bangers, the roadies, the dogs, the people who have been following this show, listening to this show, supporting this show for years now. We're going on our second full year. We really do appreciate you. And we can't wait to meet many of you for the first time. And many of you are old friends, and we can't wait to reunite with you.
Yeah. And it is a Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Tony Conjo will be there. We're going to have a party, man. But the reason we're doing it is because there's a big game happening this weekend.
Yeah. You could argue. Big
and
game.
you get to partake in the Bar Cart Friday, which is going to be a lot of fun. By the way, Jake Plumber coming up at 8:30 this morning to talk about the big game. Travis Dale's hero. Do you have a Jake Plumber jersey?
I actually don't.
He was a former Denver Bronco quarterback for about 4 years.
He was pretty fun, actually, as a Denver Bronco. Number 16
He had
out
the
there.
best year of his life as a Denver Bronco. He had over 4,000 passing yards. Touchdown to interception ratio was great. He also had the worst year of his career as a Denver Bronco.
Do you guys do you know him at all? Do you know Jake at all? Have you ever?
I've met him once, and it was at Radio Row, and I remember being blown away by how much he has changed from his playing days to now, because now he is a mushroom salesman.
That's correct.
Okay.
And we're not talking about Portobello's. Okay. He is.
Is he beard or no beard?
He's an interesting cat. I don't know
No beard,
how he
long
looks
hair,
these
though.
days. Yeah.
Okay, long hair, no beard.
He's going to be a lot of fun to talk to. I can promise you that. That's coming up at 8:30. We'll get his thoughts on this quarterback matchup. We'll get his thoughts on who's going to win this game. So Super Bowl 58, San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs. There's a lot to be said and discussed about this game. We're going to get deeper and deeper into that rabbit hole tomorrow at our big game tailgate. But from this standpoint, Super Bowl 58, when you think about all of the Super Bowls that have led up to this one, do you feel like are we due for a historic game? Like, are we due for one of those games where it's a true battle, it's back and forth, it's close, it's a nail biter, it's high scoring? I mean, is it going to be that kind of game? Because I got to be honest with you both. I don't think it is.
Really?
My gut is telling me low scoring, close game, but low scoring game. It's going to be kind of last possession wins. I don't see this one going off the rails and being a score fest.
Gosh, I want it to go off the rails.
I do too.
I want it to just be haywire, 54-48 final.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I want.
That would be amazing. What about you,
That
Fletch?
stresses me out
What?
because in that scenario, Niners lose. I think that we're going to learn everything about that game in the first quarter of that game. I really do. Because I don't believe the 49ers can do what they did to the Packers or the Lions against the Chiefs. If they fall behind early, game over. Patrick Mahomes is too good. He will not make the mistakes that Goff made.
But then flip that, though. Flip that. And the Niners have a slight lead going into halftime.
That's what I envision happening, by the way. And then I envision the second half being absolute chaos. You have no idea who's going to win the game.
Well, see, what I find interesting, though, is the Chiefs' second half throughout the playoffs here has not been great, right? I mean, their second half has been almost scoreless, I think, through three games.
They've let other teams make the mistake.
Right.
And which is, both of these teams really have when you think about it. Like the Packers made a few big mistakes in their game. The Lions made a lot of big mistakes. Looking back on it, in the moment, I didn't necessarily think they were. But the Chiefs have just let the Ravens become not the Ravens right in front of them. The Chiefs let the Bills turn Josh Allen into a running back instead of a quarterback.
Well, here's the thing that I think we're forgetting is these defenses. And that's the reason why I feel the way I do is, yeah, you're right. Things happen to those offenses that were unexplainable. In the case of the Baltimore Ravens, completely divorcing themselves from what got them to the AFC Championship game. The run game was bizarre. And that was truly a conscious decision. Because if you look at the box score, if you look at the total stats on the game, the team stats on the game, the rushing attempts were way down from their season totals. It made zero sense to me. But at the same token, the Chiefs defense is a real defense.
Right.
Like, this is the first time the Kansas City Chiefs in the Mahomes era has been carried through a majority of their season by their defense. And then likewise with the San Francisco 49ers. Now, they had some bad outings. There's no question about it. They went through a rough patch in the second half of the season where they're giving up a bunch of points. They got pounded by the Baltimore Ravens close to the end of the season in the regular season. But the San Francisco 49ers have arguably one of the top five, if not the best defense in certain categories in the NFL. So I feel like we're in for a close game, more of a defensive battle. And so that's going to suppress the scoring. I hate, by the way, on totals on games, I hate betting the under or rooting for the under because it's never fun. It's more of a sweat. It's a lot more fun if you're rooting for the over because scores can happen at any time. You're rooting for explosive. You're basically rooting for entertainment. But I'm telling you, it's something about this matchup. It tells me it's going to be low scoring.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it, but on the flip side, both of these offenses, every time they have the ball, you expect a score.
Yeah, but that is a fallacy this season for the Kansas City Chiefs.
That is very true. That is
the Kansas
very,
City Chiefs offense has been anemic for a majority of the season.
Well, and their wins, what was Baltimore final? 17-10? Yeah, so it's not like they're putting up tons of points.
Yeah.
But I still have that feeling of once the ball's in Patrick Mahomes' hands, something magical could happen.
Yeah, it's a strange season for the Chiefs because, like I said, never before have they relied so much on their defense. It's an odd season for Kyle Shanahan because he's not running the typical, Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan offense. He's made some amendments and he's doing some different things. And they're featuring a run game and a passing game that complement each other well. It's just different from years past. So some changes have been made to the makeup of these teams, both offensively and defensively. And that's by virtue, in the case of both of these teams, the revolving door of coordinators who have come through their buildings because they've been so talented over these past 5 or 6 years. They keep losing great assistant coaches to becoming head coaches elsewhere in the league.
So what's interesting about this Super Bowl also is this will be the first game either of these teams has played in the playoffs that's inside. And both teams have had to deal with quite a bit of weather through the postseason so far. Obviously, the Chiefs with Buffalo, it was freezing. The game before that in Kansas City was the coldest game ever played in the NFL playoffs. And then the Baltimore game, it was raining the whole time. The Niners against the Packers, it was a rainstorm in Santa Clara, and Brock Purdy really struggled with the elements. And then against the Lions, it was better, but not great. This is going to be Las Vegas inside. You're not going to have to deal with anything else. This is truly going to be which of these two teams, without any factor from the element, is going to be the better team. And I expect both of them to play extremely well. And I don't know at each team's best who is the better team, because at the Chiefs' best, which is we've only seen it the last 3 games, that's the first time we've seen them at their best all season long. And is that team good enough to beat the Niners at their best, who we haven't seen that since the early portion of this season?
Well, and I think that's kind of telling there. It does seem like the Chiefs have been getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and I don't know if they've peaked yet. We may see them peak on Sunday.
Why is Vegas not coming off the 2-point 49er favorite?
Well, I mean, look, Vegas, like the stock market, is a rating of people's feelings at a certain point.
72% of public money is on the Chiefs.
Think of each betting line as an IPO of a stock, right? So when you open your opening number, your spread or your totals, I mean, they change. And they're changing based off of the feeling of the public, the general public who place their bets, and also your sharp bettors, the people who bet a lot of money and can move the market. Well, that's the same thing as the stock market. You IPO a stock, and there's a bunch of people out there who feel like this stock is worth a lot more. Guess what happens to that stock price? It skyrockets. All of a sudden, you have big buys, you have a bunch of small buys. It pushes the number northward. And so what you're finding, if the number hasn't moved, it's that the opening price of this stock offered, this IPO, was accurately predicted because you're having close to even money on both sides of the coin, which is why Vegas has air conditioners in a desert and they have big, tall buildings, and they're making a lot of money at these casinos and these sports books because they are really good at handicapping these games.
So it looks like as of right now, public money is on the Chiefs. Sharp money is on the 49ers. Is Vegas ready to take the bath of 72% of the money being on one side of this and be wrong and have it be the side that they are claiming is the underdog?
Well, are we saying 72% of the money or 72% of the tickets? So it's very different. It's very different when we're talking about total money and we're talking about the number of bets placed. That's where it gets tricky. And trust me, Vegas wants to celebrate their losses. They'll act these sports books. Oh, we're taking a bath if the Chiefs win. Oh, that was an ugly one for us. Well, what is that? It's free promotion.
Hey, guys, you can win against us.
Bingo.
And then you lose.
Yeah, and then you lose. That's the hook, man. That's the reason why if you have a big night, there's actually, I was listening to a podcast with a pit boss talking about how casinos work. And one of the most interesting lines or questions asked was, what do you got to do to start getting comped, overnight stays and stuff? He was like, $100 a hand for 4 hours, automatically you're getting a suite. So if you're playing blackjack at $100 a hand, and you could be winning or losing, it doesn't matter to them. They want that action. They want you to stick around because they know in the end you will lose. So even if you're up hundreds of thousands of dollars, hey, you're going to stay in our presidential Caesar suite here in Vegas, right on the strip. You're going to have a view of everything. And in fact, we're going to pay for all your food too. Just stick around.
All right.
Well, I got a buddy who he goes to Vegas all the time and he knows he's going to lose, but he's like, I'm just considering that our family vacations. So I know we're going to get the best hotel room. I know I'm going to lose a couple $1,000s, but we're going to get the best hotel room in the place. I'm going to have fun losing that $1,000 and we're going to get dinner taken care of at the Caesars buffet.
Man, I'd have to figure out how to make $100 last 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, it's easy when you're winning. It gets a lot harder when you're losing. Okay, we're going to hit a halftime, and then you're going to hear from the greatest ever talking about the greatest ever in just a minute.
Woj bombs incoming. Adrian Wojnarowski is going to have himself a busy day today. Is the NBA trade deadline? It's coming up at 1 o'clock. Everything's been pretty quiet so far. There were a lot of rumors about the Warriors, a lot of rumors about the Lakers. We have not seen anything major happen as of now. Over in the NFL, we were just talking about it. That line at 2 points favored for the 49ers has stayed consistent pretty much since we found out that this was the matchup between the Chiefs and the Niners. 72% of public money is being bet on the Chiefs in the big game. United States predicted to spend over $23 billion betting on the big game. In college hoops, Aztecs heading to Nevada today, actually, for their game against the Wolfpack, which is coming up tomorrow night at the Lawler Center. San Diego State now in the top 25 of the AP poll, the coaches poll in the top 20 of KenPom. Net, I believe they are sitting at 21, right behind Duke, the Blue Devils, at number 20. And that's all I got for my halftime update. Is there anything I missed?
No,
trade deadline at 1 o'clock today. You guys haven't seen anything yet, right?
No, I haven't seen anything. But yeah, there has been a lot of LeBron. He's just sprinkling the drama out there. He wants changes to be made, and he's pulling all the strings there.
What's new?
Curious to see what happens there.
LeBron isn't happy? Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
At the trade deadline? What? All right. So we have Tom Brady. He's got the podcast Let's Go. And, he's opining about many different things across the NFL now as a retired quarterback and the best to ever play.
You see who their guest was with he and Jim Gray?
No, who was
Steve Young.
Steve Young. Okay. So perfect example because he brings up Steve Young in this clip. I only heard the audio. I didn't see the video. But so Tom Brady reacting to his old coach Belichick not getting a job this round of the coaching carousel.
I mean, I'm surprised that the greatest coach ever doesn't have a job. Absolutely. But, I'm surprised a lot of things in the NFL. I'm surprised when I was a free agent, there was a lot of teams that didn't want me. I'm surprised that Steve Young started in the USFL and went to Tampa. I'm surprised that Tampa traded Steve Young to the 49ers, so there's a lot of things that happen that, for one reason or another, don't go exactly the way you think they should go.
TD, you've been a Denver Broncos fan your whole life. I mean, a surprising trade to land Peyton Manning late in his career after a neck injury led them to a Super Bowl and a victory. Surprises do happen all the time in the NFL, but where would you rate this surprise?
It's pretty high. I mean, it is pretty high. The only thing, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, the only thing I could see of why you really wouldn't want to Bill Belichick leading your team here, I say that now I think of a number of things, but you're looking for longevity. So if Bill Belichick is saying, I just want a couple years, just give me a couple more years, I want to break the record and then I'm done, I could see teams saying, well, we don't want that. We want somebody who's going to be here for the long haul. If this works, we want it to work for a long time.
Fletch, as a 49ers fan, you draft a Trey Lance, for example. Doesn't work out. You trade him for a 4th rounder to Dallas, and Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, becomes your Super Bowl quarterback. So you're used to surprises. How does this one land with you?
Look, I'm not surprised Belichick didn't get a job this time around. I promise you he will have a job next year if he still wants it. And the reason is because you get Bill Belichick motivated to one-up Tom Brady, right? Because Tom left the Patriots and went and won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. I don't think Belichick retires until he, A, has to be dragged out of the league, or B, wins another Super Bowl. So if you're a team that's struggled for years to get there, and you have a roster that you feel like can compete, who would be better to bring in than Bill Belichick, a highly motivated Bill Belichick who wants and needs one more Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I played for the guy. I know the commitment that you have to make playing for him. And then also I know the commitment that an owner has to make signing him as a head coach. It's all encompassing. He's in control of everything.
Would he ever give up any power?
I don't think so. And I think that's probably part of the reason why this went sideways during the interview process, that the Falcons potentially balked here, or Belichick balked, because maybe he wasn't getting exactly what he was looking for out of the conversations he was having in Atlanta. Look, I'm surprised too. I think that a mistake was made. I think this guy should have a job in the NFL. And I think waiting an extra year may shorten how much time a team potentially has with him in the future if he's hired the next coaching cycle, which there will be 5 or 6 jobs at least available in the upcoming offseason. That's how it always goes. Okay, we got to make room for Jake Plummer, a former NFL quarterback, jumping on the show. We'll get his thoughts on this upcoming matchup between the Chiefs and the 49ers, Super Bowl 58. But before we go, I want to talk to you about the Man Zone at Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery, founded by Dr. Roy David, the medical director over there. And this guy is incredible. Dr. Roy David is a game changer in San Diego, not only from the plastic surgery standpoint, double board certified plastic surgeon, by the way, but also he's taking care of men with specific needs later in their lives that a lot of people aren't aware of. So as you age, testosterone decreases. It's a part of the aging process, but you can actually hotwire the system. You don't have to age the way that your parents or your grandparents aged. You can optimize your physical health. If you're a man, as testosterone decreases, so does your muscle mass, so does your bone density, so does like the way you feel on a daily basis. That's what I was struggling with. That's the reason why I ended up at the Man Zone. I was complaining about some things to a buddy of mine who lives out of state, former player also. And he was telling me about how he's getting testosterone replacement therapy. And he's like a little bit younger than me. He's 36 years old. I was like, really? You have low testosterone? He's like, go get tested. He's like, go get tested, because if you're feeling that way, I'm telling you, I was the exact same way. Sluggish, waking up, lethargic, struggling to hit the gym. So I go into the Man Zone, Dr. Roy David. He explains to me the whole process. We had a free consultation. And then I get tested. I find out I'm in the low average range. And I wanted to optimize my health. So after 5 months of being on testosterone with the Man Zone, I can report to you that I am feeling healthy. I'm feeling great. I jump out of bed in the morning. I've been hitting the gym recently. It's all going much, much better thanks to the Man Zone. If you are like me and you're feeling a little sluggish, get to themanzone.com, book your free consultation. And if you're in your 40s, your 50s, or your 60s, especially, I'm 37. I'm not too young, so you're not too young. You should start making this part of your annual physical checkup, going to the Man Zone, getting your testosterone checked. Start your journey at themanzone.com.
If you were here for the early days of Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, you know that the three of us were big fat fatties. As before we met SDFatLoss.com, we were doing stuff like next level fat guy stuff. We thought it was cool to be fat. It's not. Get on over to SDFatLoss.com today. Get a free consultation. Wayne and Chloe will hook you up with what you need to do to change your life for the better. And it's definitely changed the three of our lives for the better, losing over a baby horse's weight as a show altogether. SDFatLoss.com. They got the secret for quick weight loss and, most importantly, lasting weight loss using their time-tested methods over literally tens of thousands of clients. SD Fat Loss has broken that weight loss code, gone with the starvation diet plans, do away with the latest fads and their long list of side effects. SDFatLoss.com. It's healthy weight loss using real whole foods and proprietary strategies to help your body become you once again. You know that you that was in the pictures back when you looked good on the beach with your wife on your honeymoon? Yeah, that you isn't here anymore, but you can get back to it with the help of SDFatLoss.com. Get over there today for a free consultation. Talk to Wayne and Chloe. They will tell you what's up, and they will get you headed on a better path today in 2024. SDFatLoss.com. This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Starting off in the NBA here, trade deadline coming up at 1 o'clock today. Buddy Hield is the one name that I've seen so far that is significant that has been traded over in the NFL. Super Bowl 58 coming up on Sunday between the Chiefs and the 49ers. Betting line staying consistent with the 49ers favored by 2 points. The underdog Chiefs are currently responsible for around 72% of public money being bet on the game. The United States predicted to bet more than $23 billion on the game. In college hoops, the Aztecs are going to head to Nevada today for their game against the Wolfpack coming up tomorrow night at the Lawler Center. San Diego State now in the top 25 of the AP poll, coaches poll, as well as KenPom and net rankings. Here's their promise to you. San Diego Anderson Plumbing's expert trade technician will restore flow to your drain for $63 or it's free. That's right, $63 or it's free. The Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Nobody wows clients like they do. I hate everyone on this show.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro in Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
That's right. It's a big game tailgate party. We do it every Friday. No, I'm kidding. We do Bar Car Friday every Friday. We, by the way, brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego.
Oh,
but
God.
The big game tailgate party, we are absolutely pumped up for. Get out there.
Somebody call HR.
Sorry. What? Fletch got humped during that update. Look, it's fine. It happens.
Yeah, that's team building.
Thank God for SDFatLoss.com. I could not have taken TD 3 months ago.
We are building a culture here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We're closer today than we were tomorrow. We'll be closer tomorrow than we are today. Or yesterday. It doesn't
Whatever
matter.
it is.
Look, it's fine. Look, the point is Jake Plummer going to join us in a little bit here. We'll talk about Super Bowl 58 with him. But if you've been listening last week, this week, we made a very special announcement. We're taking this show on the road. We're going to be out at K&B Bistro, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's going to go longer than 9 a.m. Over at K&B Bistro, north on College Avenue, right off the 8 freeway. We're giving away a 65-inch television screen. We're going to bring it to your house. If you win, all you got to do is show up to the event. It's not just a 65-inch television screen. We got tons of great prizes.
Yeah, we do. Let's see here. 2-night stay at the Seabird Resort. Foursome of golf to Cottonwood Golf Club, courtesy of Long Ball Hard Iced Tea. Velocity Paintball for 4, including 1,000 paintballs and unlimited air. Pit Viper sunglasses. A family four-pack of tickets to SeaWorld. Luke Bryan tickets. He's going to be at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on August 8th. Not only giving those away tomorrow, but we're giving them away today. So you want to keep listening here because that could happen anytime. Also, food tomorrow provided by some bros. Mexican food. We got swag. We got friends and family coming out, hanging out with us from past Bar Cart Fridays. It's going to be an absolute blast.
Yeah, can't wait to see you out there. Again, that's from 7 to 9 a.m. tomorrow. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch's big game tailgate party at KMB Bistro in Del Cerro. Okay, joining us right now on the show, Jake Plummer, Pro Bowl quarterback, longtime quarterback in the NFL, and has moved on to a very different business. Jake, actually, we'll start there. First of all, good morning. Happy to have you on with us. What have you been up to these days?
Oh, man, it's great to be on the show. Thank you guys for having me. I just take what life presents at this moment, being out of the league for a while and understanding where that sits and my life and my trajectory and where I'm going and the opportunities that come my way. Just blessed by a lot of great people around me. And then interesting enough, I'm having a lot of fun just actually helping people become aware of something we don't know much about in Western culture, and that's the use of functional mushrooms for our general overall health and well-being. So again, there's a lot of confusion there because people immediately think I'm trying to give them a psychedelic mushroom to trip them out. But these are functional mushrooms that have been used for centuries in Chinese medicine, Eastern medicine, and we're just starting to realize here in the Western medicine and Western culture, what they can provide for us as a human species and for the earth. So a fun experience where I'm learning a lot and searching for curious humans that want to say, wait, what did you just say? Tell me a little more about that. So it's fun. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, I've been sort of searching around. Is what's the name of the company again? Because I went to a website last night. Is it Umbo?
Yeah, Umbo. So you can find us at getumbo.com. That's GETUMBO. Find us online. We got a lot of information on there. We got a playbook for mushrooms and what each one of them are showing signs of helping with humans and what they can do for our function and our systems. And they've been here for a long time. And so I'm just channeling and being a channel for this knowledge to bring it to the people. Again, sort of like when I got involved with hemp and there was confusion there between marijuana and hemp. Well, that was just two plants. And here we're talking about an entire kingdom, millions of species and organisms that we just don't know much about, but we're learning stuff every day.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, this isn't something that I haven't dabbled with in my spare time. I mean, you feel a little low energy or you feel a little, I don't know, off, or you want to like focus. There's all the I don't even know how to pronounce some of these, but the reishi, the lion's mane. I mean, I don't know. You go to like a Whole Foods or a Sprouts market out here in San Diego, and they have these things available like at the checkout counter, and you take them, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I kind of feel a little bit better. So, dude, getumbo.com is where you can purchase these functional mushrooms, as Jake Plummer has put it, joining the show, Pro Bowl quarterback, long time in the NFL, with us here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. So, Jake, speaking of quarterbacks, I mean, Brock Purdy, we were discussing it earlier today, kind of came out of nowhere as Mr. Irrelevant. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes didn't come out of anywhere or nowhere. He's a first-round draft pick. He was groomed to be the guy he's become. It's gone so much better than anybody predicted for the Chiefs. Who do you like in this matchup, though, from the quarterback standpoint?
I mean, they're both doing their thing, and right now playing at a high level. So regardless of like that, Mahomes has been there and done it and won Super Bowls and stepped up in clutch moments, and now Purdy's getting his chance to do the same thing. I mean, he did it last week. Can he do it again this next weekend? I hope so, because I like to see competitive ball games. So I think there's two different storylines there. Here's a guy who's chasing legendary status in Mahomes, who's been in how many AFC championships in a row, and approaching, if he keeps going at this rate, the level of Tom Brady and the success that Tom had. And then here's this young guy who's Mr. Irrelevant, but he's really the most relevant person on that team who stepped up, and everybody's going to sign up and follow that storyline and narrative of, is this going to be too big of a game for Brock Purdy? And then every time he makes a bad throw, like, well, this seems to be a little bit bigger game than Brock. shut up, please, because the kid has dreamed about this his whole life. He's done everything, every rep, every ball, every time he's gone to sleep early and eaten the right thing and studied longer is for this moment. Is it going to be too big for him? No, this is what he's been wanting for his whole life, and he's got a great staff, great coaches around him, and he stepped up last week. So I'd like to, 2 weeks ago, I'm hoping he does the same thing again here, because if he can, this is going to be a highly competitive game with two great offenses and great coaching staffs and teams that are both highly motivated to try to go win this championship.
Hey, Jake, we're hoping for I think everyone's hoping for a competitive game here, but do you think it's going to be a shootout, or do you think it's going to be a low-scoring affair?
Both teams have great running games. I think San Fran has the edge there. I've known Christian since he was a kid. I love watching that young man run the ball. And that's the beauty of that offense that Kyle's running there, that they have in place with San Fran. I ran that offense similar, of course, not the same, but very similar with Mike in Denver. And when it's going and it's running and you got a running back like Christian and you got receivers that are going and getting into those spaces, and if you got a quarterback that can get the ball there, man, it's fun to run that offense. So I think it's going to be a healthy balance of run and pass for the Niners. And then Kansas City, I mean, they do whatever they can do. I mean, they're good at both run and pass also. So, yeah, it's going to be a shootout, man. That's what these guys do. But there's two good defenses, too, that like to get after it. And what they both do well is rush the passer. So we're going to see some off-the-cuff plays. And I think that's where the difference will be, is when those quarterbacks get out and are flush from the pocket, what do? Where's that ball end up? Is it out of bounds? Is it in the other opponent's hands? Or is it threaded through a couple defenders into a big space to make a big 3rd and 16 conversion? So that's the fun for me, because that's what I love to do. And both these teams, both these quarterbacks have that ability.
Yeah, you can probably give us some interesting insight here, Jake, because I know when you were playing, Kyle Shanahan was probably making his first trip to the sideline with his dad, and I know he was part of that Broncos staff for a little bit. I don't know if he was there when you were there, but is Kyle Shanahan always been so stone-faced and boring when he talks?
Kyle was in college, didn't get on the sideline with me when I was in Denver. But yeah, I mean, he's not like that. He's going to be focused when he's doing what he does, and that's be the head coach of the 49ers. But just like his dad, who was a genius in the game, one of the greatest offensive minds in this whole history of the NFL, in the moment of doing what he does best, he was a different human than if you were at a golf course hanging out with him and playing golf and having a drink or, chatting it up. I mean, these guys get so hyper-focused when they're in their passion and in their element that they come off as maybe a little bit dry and a little bit bland, but that's because they just want to go coach. They just want to go coach the game. That's what they're here on earth to do. And so they're driven and focused. And sometimes that comes off maybe as not a very interesting human, but they just don't want to give much effort to saying anything other than, can we just go play this game? Can we just get down to it?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we're all eager for this game. Can we just get down to Super Bowl 58, Chiefs, Niners, Las Vegas, kickoff coming this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Jake Plummer joining us on the phone this morning, Pro Bowl quarterback, been to the postseason many times. Jake, when you were with the Arizona Cardinals, you got your first bite at the apple in the postseason. And then when you moved on to Denver, it felt like all you guys did was play in the postseason. Those were some great Broncos teams. You went all the way to the conference championship game. So what's it like, right? The first time you're in the postseason, like Brock Purdy last season, versus when you have a little bit more experience under your belt and you're starting to get used to the bright lights of the postseason. How does that influence your play as a quarterback?
I don't think he does anything different with his play. I mean, he understands the magnitude of every throw and every series and what he's going to do with the ball in his hand. I think it's more the guys around him believe now. He's had a chance to come in, be the young player that no one thought could do it. They're like, oh, he's doing it, but will he be able to sustain it? Oh, he's sustaining it now, and he's stepping up in the biggest game of his life against the Lions. Now his team is starting to believe, and when you got belief collectively as an organization not just the players, but the coaches and everybody really actually has their belief and heart and soul into like, we are good. This kid can do it. Let's give him all the tools he needs. And then those tools are standing around going, we trust in this young kid. He stepped up last week. We know it's happening. His game is the same, but now he's got that the guys around him that know, hey, if we give him a chance, he's showing us he's going to step up. And so that's what changes. Otherwise, he's still going to do the things he did to get to where he's at now. But now, the guys trust that you give him the ball, you give him an opportunity, he's going to make it happen.
Jake, we got like 20 seconds left with you. Who do you like in Super Bowl 58, Chiefs or Niners?
I'm going to go with the Niners. I just got so many people I know there. The Kubiak kids are coaching there. And Christian McCaffrey, when he was a kid, I knew him, and Kyle. And so I'm hoping the Niners win, but I want to see a close game. So we'll see. But I appreciate you guys letting me come on the show. Go to getumbo.com, everybody, and check out our 21-day challenge coming up March 1st. We're going to institute a little bit of daily habits. And if you want to try the mushrooms and take your health to the next level, go check us out. So thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Yeah, you bet. There he goes, Jake Plummer. Getumbo.com, functional mushrooms for your health. Awesome chat with a great quarterback from yesteryear. And bottom of the barrel coming up. But before we do any of that, TD, you have some exciting news.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys know this is a big game this weekend.
What?
Yeah, right? And if you want to get in on the action with the big game, you can do it with DraftKings. They're the leader in fantasy sports. They just dropped a brand new fantasy app, Pick Six. Pick Six is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings, and getting started is simple. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app and sign up using code SD760. Then just pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards, or will a player have more than one touchdown? You can track your lineup and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760 only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick Six operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6 states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
Hey, it's Big Rich for Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery, the Man Zone. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, the Man Zone is founded by Dr. Roy David, a double board certified plastic surgeon at Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery. But he opened the Man Zone for a specific reason, because a lot of men out there don't understand that what they're going through is completely explainable, right? So if you're waking up in the morning and you're feeling a little more tired than you used to, right? Maybe this has been going on for years. If you're trying to get to the gym, but you can't seem to find the motivation. If you're, I don't know, out for the day, you come home from the shopping mall or from the theme park with the kids or the grandkids or from doing yard work and you just feel completely exhausted and you used to be able to last all day long doing those type of things. Or if you're having trouble in the bedroom, the Man Zone could be for you. They test testosterone levels, right? So you wouldn't attribute testosterone levels to a lot of different things. It's not just libido related. It is overall general male health related. So if you're struggling with any of the things I just described, right, and you want to have a little bit more enthusiasm when you're going to the gym to try to get a workout, first stop should be the Man Zone. Go to Dr. Roy David. He and his team, they're awesome over there. And it's a super comfortable, familiar atmosphere. You walk in there, big screen TV. They got sports up on the screen. They got some beers in the fridge, a little bourbon in a glass. They're going to give you a very simple blood test. They're going to find out where your T levels are. And if you're a viable candidate, they're going to help you out by giving you a monthly subscription for testosterone that you bring home, you administer yourself. Super easy. You could actually go in and have them administer it for you. If you're shy about that, no problems there. And you're going to see your life change. This happened to me. I was talking to a buddy, lives in a different state, one of my former teammates in the NFL. He's already taking testosterone replacement therapy. And I was complaining about some other stuff. And he goes, dude, you should get your levels checked too. And I'm like, okay. So I went in to the Man Zone, got my levels checked, found out I was in the low average range. This is about 5 months ago. And I've been taking testosterone and I feel amazing. So if you want to optimize your overall health, if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, this should be a part of your annual physical checkup every single year. Go to the Man Zone, get your T levels checked. I'm in my late 30s. I'm 37 years old, and I decided to make a change for myself. So if you're like me and you're experiencing some of that lethargy, if you're experiencing some of that, just feeling kind of down a little bit, maybe it's your testosterone. Get it checked at the Man Zone. Start your journey at themanzone.com. That's themanzone.com. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, happy Thursday to all who celebrate. That's how we start every show. We're going to end it that way because we're on our way to a very happy Friday, a bar cart Friday.
Right.
Also, we got Luke Bryan tickets still to give away. So if you're listening right now, you're going to want to be listening over the next 4 or 5 minutes or so because we're going to tell you exactly when to call in. Don't call right now, but we're going to tell you when to call in so our app listeners don't have the we don't have the drop on them because there's a little bit of a delay on the app. No big deal.
Yeah.
So make sure that they can catch up and call in as well. Have an opportunity to win Luke Bryan tickets. He's coming out to San Diego soon. We're going to have those tickets available to win tomorrow as well while we're at K&B Bistro for the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch Big Game Tailgate Party.
Shake it, and we'll shake it, and we'll shake it, and we'll shake it.
Girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me.
Man, we are literally, I mean, in in just a few minutes, we wrap this show up, and our next show will be live from KMB Bistro in Del Cerro, right off the 8 in College.
We're going to have a 65-inch flat screen television. I mean, I don't know why I say flat screen. They're all flat screen now, but it's going to be sitting next to us.
It's going to be a 65-inch CRT television. It weighs 1,100 pounds.
We're going to move furniture to your house. Do you live in Leucadia? No problem. No. Look, we're going to have a 65-inch.
It's a 1991 Mitsubishi 65-inch projection TV.
It is a Toshiba 21-incher, and it could be yours. No. 65-inch television.
Yeah.
4K.
VCR combo.
4K.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
A 2-night stay at the Seabird Resort, a foursome of golf to Cottonwood Golf Club, courtesy of Long Ball Hard Ice Tea, Velocity Paintball for 4. That includes 1,000 paintballs, unlimited air. We got a 4-pack of SeaWorld tickets. That's right. We got Luke Bryan tickets, who's going to be out at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on August 8th. LiveNation.com if you want to buy tickets, or just keep listening for your chance to win. Pit Viper sunglasses, food provided by Sombreros Mexican Food, all kinds of swag we're giving away. It's
and a really big cake.
Oh, big cake.
Yeah, big cake. We got a cake.
Big game goat.
It's been customized.
Buck Norris.
Yeah. Buck Norris is going to be there. Absolutely. Friends, family.
We gotta
EB will be
remember
out
him.
there.
Oh, EB.
Dude,
Yeah.
we literally need to make a list.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, bottom of the barrel, guys, real quick.
Yeah. We got.
Snoop Dogg is suing Walmart for sabotaging his cereal brand. He's saying that they're just hiding the cereal in storage bins. They're not putting it on the shelves, and that's why it's not selling. I have a different theory.
Yeah, I can tell you what I think it is.
That this sucks.
Well, okay. That's one way to go.
Okay.
But maybe it's so good that Walmart employees are hoarding it for themselves.
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe that's true. I think it's in the name. It's called Snoop cereal. How are they not Snoopaloops?
Dude, or Doggy Bones.
Doggy Bones.
Come on.
What is going on?
Well, he screwed up.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, we're going to go down to Walmart and protest.
Yeah, and then look for Snoopaloops.
In the
Also,
TV.
the new, close to being the new favorite pizza in America.
Yeah.
What style pizza? Going past now Chicago and now aiming towards New York style pizza. Detroit. And I feel like it has something to do with us.
Probably.
We have one on its way. It's coming.
Big thank you to Jake Plummer, who joined us, former Cardinals, Broncos quarterback. If you missed it, it's up on the free iHeartRadio app. Thank you preemptively to the Roadies, the Dogs, the Hangers, the Bangers, who are coming out tomorrow, 7 to 9 a.m., KMB Bistro. We want to see you. We want to hang out with you. We want you to rub TD's belly.
That's right. That caller number 5 at 8:57. So in 2.5 minutes or 1.5 minutes from now, you are going to win that Luke Bryan pair of tickets to his August 8th show at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. LiveNation.com for more info and ticket sales there, or just call in at 8:57. All right, boys. We do it all over again tomorrow, but this time it's for keeps.
Yeah, we play for keeps. We play for keeps.
All right.
Yeah, join us tomorrow, our first ever live event at KMB Bistro Del Cerro. It's the Big Rich, TD and Fletch Big Game Tailgate. We'll see you tomorrow.